mbokk yi ñu ngi leen nuyoob jàmm nuyoob yërmande nuyoob barke yi nuyoo faaxe ko fii ci AG radio ak seeni mbokka Saliu Njie di weekly review show mooy programme tey bi bési tey bi daldi tollook bésub dimanche fukki fan ak juróom benn ci weerub February atum 2025 comme nan ko gëna xamé rek ci kalaama angale tey la Sunday 16th of February 2025 gangi moy kun xamé ci Mr Kebba Nanko mom moy di Director of Policy Analysis ci parti bin xamé PPP People's Progressive Party mooy ki ñuy waxtaanal tey waxtaan bi nag dinañ ko jëmale ci PPP ndigte wiki yi lañu jox gannaaw am na yëngatu bu fa xew ba daanaka dafay mel ni PPP ñi ne dafa xaaj ñaar ñi ne xaajut power struggle mooy li fa am kuy xëccoo ne dafa bugg a jiite ak yu demee noona lii mooy li nga xam ne moom la ñuy waxtaanee ba tey su waxtaan bi gënee yaatu dineen laaj Mr Nanko lan mooy gis-gisi PPP lan mooy taxawaayi PPP 2026 benn ata si des si la Gambia oote ji ndax PPP pare neen pour dem ak def coalition ak yeneen partis yi lan la PPP wax si mbiri 2020 2024 ak 1997 constitution bi lan la PPP wax ci president's term limit ak yeneen i laajte li yépp dinañ ko laaj tey Kebba Nanko li waral ñu def laajte yi den bugg a xam PPP lan mooy taxawaayam ndigte tàmmun de dégga PPP wax dëgg depuis ba Yaya Jammeh ñëwee ba léegi daal benn leen de dégga PPP parti bi tàmma di dégga bu nekkut UDP xëy na GDC la wala benn sobe ya dal di génna dal di wax waaye PPP daal sa dégga du leen dee dégga lu bari xaw ma nag lan moo waral lii waaye lii lépp dinañ ko laaj ki nga ko war a laaj tey te kooka du kenn ku dul suñ gan gi ba noom mbokk yi duma def lu dul dal di ànd ak yéen rek ñu dal di dem jëli Mr Kebba Nanko Mr Nanko ñu ngi lay nuyu di la sant di la gërëm te di la jox sa wàcc waaye ba mat sëkk di la yaatal te di la dalal fii ci AG radio nga dal di nuyu wante sun auditeurs yi bala ñuy tàmbali waxtaan ji nga feel free laka boo xam ne comfortable nga rek nga dal di ko laka.
Thank you very much, the listeners, and thank you very much for inviting me here. Yeah, nahadrong purka mulbe tentu milialonko wala kanyi radio follow. Aning mul milialonko imiela mwela ibela mwekan saying aning mul milialonko imiela mwela nying kachala. PPP mu party was milialonko party kewalamu. Andung nying pijimatambila nga party wala sangi tawu nu woro jura. Kola fala nga party wala website wa fala jura walum fala www.ppgambia.com nyimbe mu fenere mi alon ko komi nak alfa fa nyame mbuga PPP moy andung puka moy no amankala ndiamo damante fala mul sanna kulu jibe no le kamfolo andina mun long county ainda ngani yolati through na patiola website auto wana ngobe keno andinga fere ko mo jenso mun keno bari commit wrong ngamobe kontong minadu na kacha kono kacha nyin ka dinkandi so mbake man na Kebba Nanko PPP policy analysis and implementation so wala vile nak da nyona da pour nous yen yep dama ñëw fii tey pour ñu waxtaan affaire PPP pare na pour ñu jokkoo ak panel yi fii
jërëjëf Kebba yow moom li nga mun si olof boo ñaan si woon jabar dineen la may ñi la xam Kebba bari neen xam naa waaye nag si ñi la xamut ana kan mooy Kebba Nanko mun nga koy wax si mandinka bura dinañu dimbale si olof pour translate ko go ahead.
Yeah, ndelamu Kebba Nanko ordinarily mbota barijal subato mbota woloto barin basiring birkama ba lower flood west famamu Alhaji Lamin Nankolati the former national president PPP kola falam currently ndefal ba America jande New York bari falam ba sabata ding Banjul ding West Coast region. Thank you very much.
Jërëjëf Mr Nanko bura su dee yang fa ndax dañu mën a dimbale pour son déglukat yi nga xam ne déggul mandinka.
Sorry, sorry. Yeah, 1 minute. Yeah, Janko, sorry, Nanko nge kontombake nte tomu bura dibaliti. I am part of the panelists here in this platform. So, kamol kumandi jani kana banko kachalim kakacha. Ki alay salu gana mu he tura wana ne bara jali la juge America la dika. So I'm sorry, one to the papa tamit, papa one to the papa, one from the katamit Gambia.
Yeah, ngola for yes.
Jërëjëf bura Mr Nanko mabuga xam rek buy wax ñaata at nga am yang si sa 30s si ndax yang si sa 40s si. Are you in your 30s or in your 40s or in your 50s?
No, I'm just gonna be 40 this year. I'm 39, but I was talking about the party's age is 66 years. That's what I was talking about. We just celebrated about the party's existence from 1959 to 2025, becoming 66 years old as a political party. But I am 40.
Okay. Mabuga hamre Kebba yow siyan party nga musa boka bala nga ñëw boka PPP. PPP rek musulo boka UDP musulo boka NPP.
No, 100% PPP.
Okay. Lan mo la dugal si PPP?
If there is any party when PPP was banned during that period, the first election, if there is any party that I supported would be PDOIS. Yes, that I particularly, I have sympathy for, but I never voted for them. I never participated in any of their process, but it was a sympathy. But I have never in any way supported UDP, even that early time when I was very young. Yeah.
Something very surprising to me is that many people whom I have spoken to in the past, they used to say that I was a member of PDOIS, or I started in the beginning with PDOIS, but now I am UDP. I started with PDOIS, but now I am NPP. I started with PDOIS, but now I am APRC. I feel confused. Why a lot of Gambians started from PDOIS and moved to other parties?
No,
what is happening?
For me particularly, as I said, it's not that I was in PDOIS. What I'm saying, I used to follow Khalifa, who inspired me based on what he said. And then basically, when PP was banned and then UDP was formed, many of my family members were all, in for the coalition or UDP as a party. At that time, I don't even have the actual age to vote. I was just a young person. I just follow Halifa Saleh when they come in our town and then speaking with microphone. I just follow. I like the way he speaks. But I was not a member of PDOIS. I was just inspired by an individual, Syria Jata and then Halifa Saleh. But I didn't subscribe to their party membership.
Okay. Bura, dinga muna lead interview bi dafa am benn urgent call bu mo wara jël. I'll be back. Bura, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, Kebba, nkai ko abaraka bake na paneli short fanan be jande Mr Mboch is here, Ablai Sanyang is here, and Jibril Fadia. So yemu fo wolem ko iko Halifa ye inspire aning Syria Jata bari ite naminan tara ko PDYS. Bari ni mo ye inspire aka kule fo mu yaro ko wole ke nyafa fo si wo fanan elaborate no bake fango Halifa fango kamine fo banko la kuto mu yatina mu yete ya nyafa fo ala ko diate.
Because basically constitutional issues are like a for. But I would say I was very young. I was even qualified to vote by 1994 or 1996. This is not when they start their politics. But even recently, there are a lot of things Halifa said. I agree with it in many ways. And as a politician, there's nothing wrong to agree with your other parties when their policies comes in line with your agenda. Coming from the because then Angle Kango, wala nginti ko Halifa kuma kama mpo jama so kama National Assembly kan watu minaka kuma kama milifo kuma la miango kuma ata bakele bankola doko kono bara o Martin number party union kono bari nga ala kuma kuma kendo la mu anu banko ding na kuma kendo fo e ngenda songa le kuma kendo da abakela fada kala bari ko kuma kendo la ta yefa na fala yelo ndo so la kono ibayda faransi keno mo kendoti alokuma kendol to pretty fanda no minna alokuma kendol kono. So that's why Halifa Sallah and Sidia mola miliala ngo politiko kono. I respect them. Mola miliala ngo politik diamu le ka mola kunindi and do ko be ya Gambian and then I respect ila nyata ko ya fala na bunya bakere min kada Halifa Sallah ni Sidia jarari.
Barga bage lafta mun na puria afanundi fosi kuma kilim fula ba ya mun ba siya mun ya no ko wal kuma ya tabakele isa ya si mol ba pe fana
ila kuma dandam fo mimba danding pour molu yebula pat bankola sarsol no constitution no munafo tempende nyimba kekan aital loading pat bankola sarsolu aital lodu wakan ni Halifa Sallah jamo be jalin Sidia. Any bill National Assembly, the standing orders can be for. I can't make solo code. Ning international day, Lua Cotenda and Lua Cotenda and I don't banco. Prior Tano Nyato, Modi Benganta, Lua Legiaca Munafo, Nabulo Sapsolu Noma, is all of Overgal Fendemia along Codal, Banco doing basic Kanyan no, Kalimbe Lua Dumale. So one in a Lua Punya, and then cut a Lua and the Mola Yatile, where I attend Moflo near Bunyaba near Horama.
Ya baraka ba ken so time na nga fo suru wa to wa lim non wax mom moy dama ko laaj question ne ko mom lan la gis ci Halifa ak Sidia Jatta be ñooñu affaire sen affaire mu nekk lu nga xamne mom lolu inspire nako so lolu la ko non laaj pour mu yaatal ko doori mi wax na ne ay nit ñu baax lañ ni wax yu nga xamne dina njëriñ dëkk bi lolu rek la gaay de wax ak yoy sen wax andana ci lu nga xamne nit mu nga sé jàngi lu bari so ma delu nak laaj ko follow question ne ko comme nit nga xamne nga ne lu baax lu bari la de wax ndax dig ñu mëna dimbele rek wax ñu ben ñaari affaire yi nga xamne lolu nit ñi dinañ ci mëna jàng moko laajé lolu mom tamit gën na ko yaatal ñew ne ñom Halifa Sallah Sidia liñ wax yépp dañ dé wax ne leen top loi né lañu respect loi bi parce que loi mom mo dé yobu dika nit ñi yépp dañ nekk ci ron loi ku nekk da nga wara xam loi bi top ko parce que loi mom mo dé yobu dika so njanko so citing kabiring woketa so ite nata PPP la Karola muntumaleng ite ila active taje ila participation in PPP aketa nyaadi le fo ite fango inata ye fanje PPP kabiring Halifa nyori inspire already so sign PPP le so aketa nyaadi le fo
no nda wuda PPP la kono sa dora mamalati mpa gara PPP la pala jama soroje ada kala PPP national president wuta kono le so comme ngam pour nyawendron ni politiko kono whether is from APRC is from UDP anybody near mo kendo da kuma kendo fo igenta acknowledge la wala politiko di but that doesn't mean that kombela party wala kono but anybody yakuma kendo fo anki namu anu mondi yalo banko kono I feel like bangu do kono yando acknowledge no la for so wala mo kachangi de banda buda pipi la kono andung party nyin kono kabriya ban 1994 at that time mon qualify ka board ki at that time at the age so I mean until there's a quality with UDP then that's and it's like a cut off fight for the first time but during the time then man cut off fight within PPP and then doi politics so wala mo mo dance mi phone wo kono but PPP wuta kono de I mean I have been all along active because na so kono be ko kan jawra go foto e kan ko dala kono dalla be jemi an kada nga bodum bari nga kulbe ke ban kila dal to mbida siran rent la so all these ministers and all these political leaders in be for thing Gambia kono jemi an political kono before and the opposition the is against UD against APRC at the time in be kaji and that's what kono brikama ba my compound is political I mean all along in my life I have been in politics with that.
Yeah, baraka bake wow dama ko laaj tamit ne ko comme mom after banko ñom Halifa inspire mom after mom PPP la naka la démé so won na mané ñom seen kër yépp way PPP lañ so Jawara mamam la Brikama ba fuñ dëkk ak këram seen kër dafa melni fofu këri politique la so mom su PPP naan def comme meeting ak yoyu so ñom yépp nekk na ñi nga xamné ñoo dé dem defar fofu togu yi ak yoyu non yépp so mu melni mom ci kër bu jógee kër gogu PPP lañ parce que Jawara mamam la so lolu taxna mom dal mu nekk comme PPP waye ba légui Mr Nanko bawo ni ajibe ila fahamo politiko kono akuma sita daminto yo fole bawo mu dunya ko leti bari mun ka develop fana ni be dulato inanta wala policy lonnale kaje ko fo ite yed modol mu jennum ila ko ye nyafa fo ite fongo ikan ibe daminto no makan fo yo sifarje jele because ya long dunya ka tamale tumodo mo ila parents so tala ku doto bari ite sina ite ye kudoje mumbe wo nyato o ite yo kuje ya kasamba another level so wala tinenge nyini ka wala fobe o falindi nolen
no PPP mu party wati mi alonko ndama partije Gambia kono anin Gambia bantala minsa policy soto ay kuma ya PPP de minsa kata ay kuma ya PPP de minsa tari ko soto min senata abetata ka kuma ya PPP de so wo party tagere Gambia kono ada party ma kadi fanya dunia kono farandra jeroto kadu PPP party la mialan ko man bi jam ko dem bijel ngakarne ngalong mbaluta kono menta kono so fenna mialan ko lindu de kacha kono on specific issues nsi kacha nole bari party la mialan ko I believe ta munna mobe millan dunia kono wala mu multi party democracy when kabi Jawara masakunda wat kabi party masakunda PPP la wato minna at the time wala kabi kala masakunda in the whole of Africa what is more mimbi minkum mamaka min fola ngi ko party killing party killing wala katar marring bankola sa dawla nata for one party state and then sa dawla nata ay Gambia ka multi party democracy wala mundi wala ko party jama'a soto ibala ko Gambia dum saji be nyam party ko party jumalla adun kabira o ke falan sanji lulu nkata munala nkata karte fa wala sanji lulu abukas amansia Africa kono at the time so wala hatinnan nin kacha din kata minadun na PPP la kuma kan kono le pour mo sa fahamu no munande inspire in PPP adun akata party wala falande miya lonko hadama dulu nyanto awlet kuma yandi hadama dun la balwo hadama dun taran ibatarle nyaadile wala mo fendi mi ko sadale wo jibe mulu kono mulla balwo anin ka banku diya dundi mulu sondo mo kono anin ka mulu kambendi anin ka mulu bunya ke horama so wala hatinnan PP as a political party mba kono wuluta kono adu ayenku adana falende falankulu political so bari ko bako bi ba I can translate le nsi mo danjan so you can translate it but it's not dun kachalu kono kachalu jamfandi pour mo safa hamu na bimbi jam
yeah abaraka bake thank you very much dama ko laaj mom lan lañu mëna wax ci PPP comme ne gannaaw lim wax ni PPP sampo ak yoy non yépp so légui mom wax na comme PPP mom li nga xamné mom la gis PPP parce que mom daf ci judo so wax na multi party democracy bu nga xamné mene PPP ñoko fi indi ci time Jawara so wax na ne digadal démocratie wax na ne election bu nga xamne juróomi at bu nekk nit ñi dañoo dem election jox nit ñi seen right digadal nit ñi seen taxawaay si dëkk bi ni moo demee yooyu noonu yëpp wax na ko wax na ne am na yu bare bari yi nga xam ne comme PPP ñoom def nañ ko moom mu gis ko so loolu yëpp dina si duga si kanam tuuti suñ demee si policy PPP so legi mun na may comme ki Ablay Sanyang isina nakita ninin karo be bulu jaring ala isali mina ala isali ite Ablay Sanyang ite fanan sinaba. Okay.
Assalamu alaikum. Ala isali atonde bura baraka ba be kontonna na bura Jibril Fadia Mr Mboji ala isali member den kontonna ba fa ba kontonna ba welcome la to AG Radio my fellow Gambians. Well, bra, madi dia mutanak ako PPP la batonde fan policy mekalem. We welcome you. Been the founding party among the founding parties in the Gambia, Dawla Jawara, Almale Yamfai. Be kontona bake, bafle welcome. Eventually, PPP banku kebalem, party kebalem. But a lot of communes nyolu, maybe among your policies, being a policy maker, alba try la PPP na to a level, Gambian will be from fit la nyaming with PPP. The sort communes nyolje PPP le wala the Gambia certain difficulties nyolso. APRC fanankara photocopy si fault. They overstay in power. They don't want to increase the power to the people. Na mwele diamo kono eko. Jawara multi-party system on Africa, Gambia. Umukuke not. But Nigeria multi-party system on yung farang I affection been created. The advantage and the disadvantage of every life, every aspect of life. Akatabajele. Multi-party I am what among what because atinala mount for all sort of non kono. Party siata many along call udomu konkotollet. Konkotol me along call they don't have the country at heart. So multi-party system often I disadvantage sure. Nsa funya nyama with PPP. PPP la lodula jawara I hadama ya punya. Manenga manpower hand over in time. Ima ya jime fanda rakre akada photocopy. Senegal yentol da world. Benen Senghor jita, Senghor ye success otombong. I Abdou Diouf kije. Abdou Diouf na Senegal ol mal tuabulde. E nyapita kan e time limit. I 10 years kije kai ji. Abla wada fana nyapita kan mo jamala fata je iko Abla wada fana ji Macky Sall fana the same thing wala hapunta je Senegal wadna democracy is recognized internationally anu Senegal wadu mo Gambia be itonya West Africa Gambia nyabo siata Gambia la karola nu dawda jawra la kaymo but ala sort coming kanamenti wala me time in office handing over among success of create control so yarol na kudeta wala banko sayndi koma ya jembe na rasita noto akati kila so nyina yele Gambia terlendi multi party system ma beteata but I disadvantage financial tole konkotol siatan kono na alliance jamal le jemelia lonko mantra banko e be kunda male itara ka mol fasa me ya lonko ay banko terlendi na oje pat ya jemel jamano kono le na je aron baro fana jamano kono so an ka be karawla bije bine policy maker of PPP I think you'll come with a brand new system. Condemn for APRC in Koli. Ye from brand. Let them come back and apologize to the Gambian people. The Gambian Bolo say, ye APRC define again to the Gambian people. It's a sakeno killing. Ya Jama say nang. I mel Torane, I Bolo say, Gambia ka killing. Gambia watam beti. Alna nyo kanu. Alna nyo fasa. I'm so happy. Being one of the grandsons of Dawda Jawara. If internal in Gambia ol kanyomwe. Almale jema, bela mwe la baraka.
Ya baraka bake na Kebba ngela kumakan lamwe kumakan lu diata nye andung yemin fa falan wala mu moving forward nyanta muna kala bari comment rong PP anda jawara masakunda kono komi fonung how will I say it again overstate hale and then and even falan for multi party democracy a disadvantage for the wala ngindi ko multiple democracy a disadvantage bijele but me was start beti wala one party state wala was start beti adin PPP ya mix wala ko o mangen nakela abdu ikami fadan Abdou Diouf aw banko kan for sanji muwan as a one party mol man chance no as ida mol niyo ka man chance no pour ka jibe fe lafta fe man lafa lan ko le wala fitno bulu andum falang akada nyameng ila changing was drastic because of mrebije wala molman nyanto soto no pour ka Abdou Diouf jibe sanjido fesi 4 fa no fe 4 fa no lay be jawre o kele and at the time for like for overstay alam fair underline nya ko mo overstay wala ko la ngindi ko mo ba sirim pala soto loi ma ala prata sirin je bara bije mo mon kunoje is not invited and niya jibe Gambia democracy itani mbankulala Africa kono on the sadawda because muna evidence ti wala ngindi ko mo menaga si e kam multiple democracy criticize ko amam better because dunia be ko la participate wala nyanto soto ka konti boro ke masa kunda imbasiring ata mo la bulu yo my cut of mari kana fay so there is no other better way musi baluno mo democracy kono mis tambeta multiple democracy la wota kering kad wala ngindi ko wala nga katre fawdu ngunde folo nganda banda kono dan nga moki ndanda tareje wala mbeta one party state bari muna tinnan Gambia bunya soto ay formo soto Africa beti when you come to democracy, rule of law, and good governance. Kabin wato minna Gambia doyari nyamen dunia be sita. Iko Human Rights Center of Africa. Mbakele mintole. Mia lonko is an example adu ngente kaka mintole dunia be Africa be sita. Iko the Human Rights Commission for Democracy. Mbasambala Gambia de kadu Gambia lo champion in whole of Africa. Jalaka rule of law wato minna and in democracy good governance obuka for na for African place o ka jerele wala ne ko there is no better place to have that charter but Gambia wanda ba Gambia ko when minta wala ngindiko despite we come for Senegal and all those things wali ntanga Senegal kulu democracy la yakanda la bulokono because eventually the system nka minki wala tabatika but moving forward wala nginte as a country wala ngindiko that's why political party aka evolve based on generation jawanya la watu aning miba jawanya no la watu aninta la watu lukulu falintale mola miria falinta andum falang orumo hadwa dul mansiya siyata orumo londo mansiya londo siyata orumo kodo mansiya kodo siyata orumo molmo yirwa man soto there is no development there is no internet there is nothing will give a kid in a side wala nginti ko ngimba ko kundinkela tonga na miria la falin pour bi jamaano ngimba kedim bi anisi tembeno ntere wo tembo do sam pour ko keno wala nginti ka tande drum pour ko mo yin sutandi don wala nginti ko the PPP government Africa Bay, Africa Bay Kulu. When you come to human rights, rule of law, good governance, and anything that is attributed to democracy, all inclusiveness, wala ngi kamulu kanyandi, teskito, ka Gambia dulu, tandiko banku doko, amenke masakunda, ngafa jam example ta jam, ikafa go do what you can do for your country, not what your country can do for you. Wala teskito ti. Jara ka Gambia no teskito, wala ngi ko, mulika wuli. Akafa alingan tawsiti mulka wulo tumo ike fansun karamulo masakunda ka tiya sol dila ifansun karamulto ike dul kandir sa tawul kono mbije falam mol bije jawra ka mulka tumo musol ngil yalan ko ka primary health care ay mus kebal in be sa tawul kono aka sa tawul kata kef ka mus kebal nata nan ake kandi timmuto la ka nyaade ke karandi ka joral dila wol fonke ka moldi ka musol timuta ila ko ila sa tawul kono ka primary health care for Africa be kan ka study Gambia Senegal kana Gambia dunia be and we have the best civil service in during our time but comme don kachani mi fenel melan ka jam fala bakele mam pare nga ko mo be fo be comme don katandila ko nobody multiple democracy moto criticize no la because no criticize wala alnganda ha political and that was the best thing Gambia minke and that was the best thing ngenta continue min fana wala fanu ko ngenda sabatela ngake nyamen den so fono le ngenta munekala pour que ko da ko kan mi defo so so na political kono mbije wala tan na this new PPP mbamin ka fofan signing anin mum mi la ko to la binala ka karam na kebal bulu anin ka karam mir pan bol no anin bi jama'ano ngenta munekala kanna banko yirwande no through PPP
yo kewa baraka ba ke sinin falalati a fankoto a surwa kamoto bari minari falanyato pour ya little bit comparison ke atol al new idea lenata ani what was there so baraka ba ke mboka yi liko apply sanyan laaj moy ci gatal moy ñaari question la moy ne multi party democracy bu nga xamne mom loolu la mo wax ne même si yara suñu ex-president bi Jawara PPP di dim ñoko fi indi njëriñ bi nga xam ne moom mu ngi koo wax moom la ko Ablaye Sagnang wax ne am na disadvantage yi fa nekk because gis nañ ñi nga xam ne ñooñu mooy loolu ñooy dañ dugal ci di ci capitalise di def li nga xam ne soo ko xoolee dafa mel ni duñ parti moom nag di fen na loolu nag wan na ko ne multi party démocratie bi loolu la àdduna bi di doxee te Jawara moom moo ko indi si Gambia te soo xoolee àdduna bi yëpp loolu la ñoo doxee soo nekk lu nga xam ne benn parti state nga jël benn parti ne moom mooy doxal dëkk bi loolu dafa mel ni loolu àdduna bi doxee wuñ ko te Jawara moom li nga xam ne moom la àdduna bi jeexee loolu la indi loolu tax na ñu gis ne def na nit ñi seen right développe na waxam bi tamit wan na ne comme jigéen ñi nga xam ne ñoo dee matu pour am doom soo nekkoon na lu nga xam ne Gambia Jawara ibi woon na bunta bu nga xam ne ñi nga xam ne ñu ngi ko njëriñoo bari na ba nga xam ne ñu nga xam ne dañ jógee Afrique si yeneen dëkk yi sax ñu doon ñëw foofu noonu di xool ni ko nit ñi dee defee soo gëstu na wane ne Jawara démocratie bu nekk si Jawara loolu lam noonu gën a diggaral wan na ne nit ñi sax dañ dee sampa school te Jawara si moom bu mu fa nekkee dina jël comme government tickets yi yóbbu leen ci school bi te loolu du government school ay individual ñoom ñoo samp seen school waaye ba léegi ñu supply leen comme tickets yi nga xam ne moom la ngay soxla te loolu yëpp mu ngi ko doon def ngir openness bu nga xam ne moo nekk si PPP ñoom seen jamono gëstu na wane na tamit ne yële fi doomi aadama yi nga xam ne nguuri PPP diggaral nañ ko ci time yi bu fa Jawara nekkee loolu tax na ba lu ñoo wax ne Human Rights Center of Africa so indi nañ ko biir Gambia for the first time soo gisee loolu yëpp ñu def ko parce que dañ gis ne PPP si njiitali dem si yàlla Baba Jawara moom moo gën a dëgëral loolu mu mel ni moom démocratie bi fu mu ko indi moom bu mu fa nekkee loolu nekkoon na lu nga xam ne impression na si yeneen dëkk yi nga xam ne ñoo nekk Afrique ba Gambia nekk na benn si dëkk yi nga xam ne ràññee nañ ne yéele fi doomi aadama fonk nañ ko trop ba pare openness bu nga xam ne moo nekk si nguuri PPP yaatu woon na yaatu bu nga xam ne loolu kenn mënu koo wéedi so si gàttal lii la tantu kii Ablaye Sagnang ba pare Ablaye Sagnang beneen question am bi fu ko laaj ne ko kii sorry Mr. Can you meet here bu lu ko laaj tamit ne ko Baba Jawara PPP dañ fa nekkoon 30 years so loolu dafa mel ni dañ overstay boobu tamit tontu na ko mi ne overstay amu fa because loi moo fa nekkoon bu nga xam ne every juróomi at da ngaa dem élection te loolu ñoom ñu ngi ko doon follow so wax na ne tamit ne ñoom indi nañ lu ees waaye soo ko xoolee jamono boobu ni affaire yi meloon biir Afrique ak yeneen dëkk yi loolu si moom ni mu waxee moom mooy aayutoon parce que jamono boobu ni affaire yi demee woon la so nekkoon na lu nga xam ne daal aayutoon daal waaw waaye ba léegi ñoom PPP nag ñoom am nañ ay xalaat yu ees yu nga xam ne dafa ànd ak jamono lu nga xam ne si biir programme bi fii dina moom Kebba dina ko gën a yaatal so si gàttal loolu la wax waaye ba léegi dinañ jël affaire yi jox ko Mr Mbodj na Mr Mbodj tamit am na follow question bu mu bugg a laajte Mr Mbodj.
waaw jërëjëf maa ngi nuyu suñu gan gi Mr Janko maa ngi nuyu ñëpp ñu nekk si panel bi gis naa fi suma sëriñ mu ngi fi Bura Apply ak Alaji Saliou waaw man nag man am a little bit confused so dina laajte suma laajte bi waaye dina jox reasons lan moo tax ma believe ne nguuri Jawara bi is one of the worst thing that ever happens to Gambia and the PPP regime. Man always dama dey wax ne Jawara was a good human being but a very bad leader and ñu bari dañ lay wax ne human rights man believe ma ne nguuri Jawara gi sam fonkoon nañ human rights nit ñi ñoo amutoon di zeal pour revolt and I can give you some few examples why. In the case of Matar Sarr ñëpp xam nañ li xew human rights ne ko fa dañ ko jaay doole clearly. In the case of the 1981 coup d'état bi after being arrested ñu bari the amount of torture bi am Bakau depot and other places and nguur gi xamoon na si lu bari, and a lot of people died because of that torture. So for human rights nekko fa. Ba pare during the 30 years, Gambia was the least developed country in the whole of West Africa. Ñu bari dañ lay wax ne we are developed. No, we are not developed because ñun 500,000 lañ woon, so it was easy to manage. So waxee ñu ne la Gamtel was number 2 in Africa. Of course, bu fekkee ne 1,000 nit rek am telephone in the whole country. So ñun suñ problème mooy woon ne suñ buga bari wut. Imaginal nga nekk in government for 30 years. Ñaari tar road moo amoon Gambia. Xaw ma ndax nit ñi dañ daan bàyyi loolu xel. From Banjul to Basse. Jógee foofu noonu from Bara to Amdalaay. Desi des yëpp fooy dem da nga ponde be. Communication amutoon, ndox amutoon, electricity amutoon. So man development ne biñ dee wax Tammy Jawara ba pare yiñ bil yëpp jaxali pacca Tammy Jawara la feel. Everything ligay bil yëpp Tammy Jawara la feel. So man I believe ne si lañu gëna tardel and this shape suñ politics today mooy that 30 years of Jawara. So Mr Njanko lima la bëgg laaj Nanko lima la bëgg laaj mooy ne I hope ne don't write on the past glory of PPP because man faking I'm almost 60 years old and the track records are not there. I hope na I'm getting any new ideas and new plans instead of riding on the past glory. Lolo mo is malacted.
Yeah, thank you very much, my brother. As I said, PPP is a Democratic Party. We have a lot of you people in the Gambia that will say exactly what you are saying, and we respect that. But that doesn't mean that's the truth. This is completely false. Every government has shortcomings. PPP is not a perfect government, like any individual, because it is run by human beings.
Sorry, can I just say which part is false?
Everything that you said is false. Everything.
Everything. Okay.
Yes.
What I'm saying.
Let me learn. What I'm saying.
Because I'm not understand. Lumo classify as a false statement.
I'm going to answer your question.
Yeah, you can just.
I'm going to answer everything that you said. That's what I'm here for. But what I'm saying, everything that you said, I respect your opinion, but they are false. And I will tell you why they are false. That's my responsibility. So the listeners can learn from both sides. Because you mentioned about 1981 coup. The coup itself was an unconstitutional act trying to overtake a democratic government. But all the tortures you said that was a torture and all those things, Jawara himself initiated. This is also a fact by Amnesty International and reputable international in the world. He established a special commission to investigate those tortures. Because it's a government, we have people in any government that can be heavy-handed. But the role of a government was to make sure anybody who acted unlawfully, you make sure you discipline them according to law. There was a special tribunal that was established, overseen by international organizations, Amnesty International, UN bodies, and everybody, to certify they went all through process, and everybody that was found wanting in that coup, they all went through due process. You go to archives, every individual, nobody was lost as far as the government was concerned. So Dawda, at the time, people were advocating for what? After that 1981 coup, it's time to declare one-party state. The PPP militants called for an extraordinary Congress, calling him names, coward and everything. We are the one who's accepting all these things. Because of multi-party democracy, we are having this problem because of Sigiriba was implicated as somehow. He said we must go through what we believe in as a political party. So yes, tortures may happen, but what did the government do to correct them was to make sure an institution is established to investigate and try people. That had happened. This is a fact. And then you also talk about there was no development during PPP time. What did PPP do in this country that we can be proud of? But it's good that I will refer you to you go to ppgambia.com go through the resources and see some of the, and you mentioned Jahal pattern has failed. Go through these things and have an understanding. Today, in this government of the Gambia, everything this government is part of, it was established by the PPP. I will tell you, by the time the PPP was taking the country, let's examine that. How do we come to power and what was there? Then we can now talk to me what is development. In the whole of Gambia, we only have 10 people that went to university. The whole of Gambia, 10 people went to university. There was no resources, and the only development we have, everything was in Banjul, but us. This is why when Jawara came with this idea for us to go for independence, London Times, New York Times, Buckler Rice Road, a country in an improbable nation, a bad of an improbable nation, because we have an independence in February. There was no money to pay for salaries in March. That's the status quo of the country at the time. That's why the whole world was against Jawara's vision that this country cannot be. We'll have to go with Senegal or to be managed by Nigeria somewhere. So you can see why we have to examine where we are. And then just to tell you that by the time Gambia, there is no ministry institution established as a government. There was none. Gambia doesn't have a central bank. Gambia doesn't have a port authority. Gambia doesn't have a transportation system. Gambia doesn't have any trading corporation. There was no civil aviation. There was no radio station in the Gambia. There was no national army in the Gambia. There was no arts and culture. There is no training schools. Nothing. Higher institutions in the Gambia. But I'll just go through some of the things because PP has done actually. And when you come to construction, I will take you there because these things are very important. Because I tell you how we took the country. And I can tell you, most of these institutions right now, I can name few. Central Bank of the Gambia established by PPP government to have our own currency and managed by the Gambian people. The Gambia Commerce and Development Bank established in order to help commercial activities in the Gambia. Gambia Port Authority was established for the first time for us to be able to ship things to come to the Gambia. Right? Gambia Public Transport Corporation is one of the most successful transportation systems in the Gambia. We all know ManBus. The Gambia Ferry Service. We used to have a river transport. Somebody, Lady Killen and all of it. People travel from river to go to up country. Right? We have a national training corporations. We have a Gambia Civil Aviation, right? Established by PPP. We have Gambia National Production Unit, the National Transport, the ITC, the Gambia Radio, the 7 division district. There was no like a governor office. All the 7 districts that were established at that time, we call them commissioners, was established by PPP. This is how we build government. We have the Gambian National Army was established by PPP. Eventually, the same national. Eventually, we all know what happened there after being established. The Gambia Agricultural and Development Bank. This was basically to support farmers in their farming activities. The Gambia Social Security and Housing Corporation to help, right, the Gambian employees. The Office of the President and Line Ministries, all of them. The Management Development Institute, NDI. Alright? The Gambia Telecommunication, GAMTEL. The Gambia Maintenance Service Agency, which was in Kotu and still there. GAMWORK. The Children's Village in Bakotu. All government departments, all government ministries, Jahali Pata, Rice Development Projects, Small Scale Development, all these things, you can mention, it's a lot of them. I will refer you to go to pp.com. And then learn about some of these things that was established. And because I don't want to be going all over again, because this is something that I have, and you can even go to. You are talking about constructions. Right? So you see, okay, yes, you see. So I'm just, I don't want to go on, but that's what I'm saying. Everything that you said actually is an opinion, but they are not based on facts.
Jërëjëf Mr Nanko. Jërëjëf Mr Mboy ñu képp ko civil rek pour bañ.
No, yeah, this is civil and
wow.
No, this is civil and it's factual. And I was born.
So Bura, go ahead. Go ahead, Bura. Nga moderate affaire maa ngi wax dëgg.
Yeah, will follow up question if he want. And then Jibril Fadia also is here. I also have a follow-up question regarding Ibe Mumfokanteng right now. Bari mboka ki Mbodj lim ko laaj ci gàttal mooy Jawara nguuri Jawara moom li moo wax ne nguuri Jawara liñ def waaye Mbodj tamit ñëw na si beneen side bi ma tudda comme bunta yi Mbodj wax rek yëpp dégg ngeen ko mooy bunti développement bi wax na ko wax na état bu nga xam ne moo xamoon 1981 Mbodj tamit indi na concernam si tooco yi nga xam ne loolu lañ def nit ñeeg yooyu so moom Kebba nag moom tam ñëw na nag di gën a digëral ne mi ne coup d'état loolu is unconstitutional mooy àndut ak loi so te yëfi tooco boobu tamit Mbodj point out boobu tamit Kebba ñëw na di ko defend ni mu ko noon defee mooy mi ne am na comme ne lifin kuréel bu nga xam ne ñoo war a gëstu loolu te Jawara moom welcome na loolu te Amnesty International sax daf leen invite ñëw dugal seen loxo pour ñu xam ne transparency moo fa am nekkut ne dañ def lu nga xam ne nguur gi moo si dugal loxoom parce que foo gis rek nguur boo gis dinañ am lu nga xam ne dinañ ko def lu nga xam ne àndut ak loi waaye ba léegi lan la jiiti def loolu moo si gën a am solo si gàttal loolu la noonu wax war na ne tribunal settoon nañ tribunal time boobu exervice nañ yooyu noonu yëpp gis ne defuñ fa dara lu nga xam ne àndut ak loi moom loolu la wax moom Kebba dem na foora tamit di wax comme yëfi développement yi nga xam ne moom la ko Mbodj tamit pousse ne ko développement sa dafa amul dafa mel ni comme nit ñi ñoo li fi nu doon rek moom nag ñëw na nag gestu si Mbodj ne ko xoolal fan lañ ko jëlee bu ñoo jël dëkk bi bu Jawara di jël dëkk bi PPP digalal na ko ne dara amutoon so léegi point out na institution si nga xam ne moom la Jawara establish wax na IEF Central Bank war na GPTC wax na lifin social fale kii nako taati sax war na GPMB tamit wax na comme Gam TV radio amuñ ko woon wax na ko dem na si agriculture sector bi tamit so institution si nga xam ne moom lañ fa establish si time Jawara point out na loolu waaye si gàttal daal li mu noonu wax mooy branch government dafa am comme ay bunta yi nga xam ne moom moo war a taxaw pour government mun a taxaw te bu Jawara di ñëw fekk fa loolu bu PPP ñëwee ñoom ñooy indi bunta yooyu noonu yëpp lu nga xam ne loolu nguur bu taxaw foog mu am yooyu yëpp si gàttal so mu mel ni comme yéen ak noonu dégg mu ko wax mu ngi tudda institution si yëpp mu ko noonu tudda ngeen xam ko Mbodj da nga am follow up question gaaw ñu def lu gaaw Mbodj su fekkee nga
waaw am na a few follow up question because of moom nga wax ne man li ma mention yëpp is false déedéet it's not false because man maa ngi fi woon man am almost 60 years fekkee naa taami Jawara fekkee naa taami Yaya Jammeh and maa ngi fi benn tey and li moo wax ne yëpp is false Bakaw gis nga dépôt ak Bakaw school anybody laajal anybody ku dëkk Bakaw foo toog guddi oo ngoon di nga dégluy payi ñoo yuuxu dóor yu métti la ñu naan dóor loolu is factual loolu is not false loolu is factual and even though so defee coup d'état after being arrested you still have some human rights.
So can I just respond to that?
No. Let me just
give him time.
No, I just want to clarify something.
Show me. Let me try to rectify something here.
Yeah, maybe let me just clarify something to you, boy. In my statement, Mr. Mbodj, I said, any government, when issues happen in any democracy, even in America here, that we are seeing people protesting against the police officers. That's not you can see that happen. When it happens, the role of the government is to investigate and help people accountable. Though I'm saying all this report that we're talking about does happen. A special tribunal was established to investigate, and people were tried. And the people, and we have an international organization that were there. They certified that 81 coup was everything that Jawara did as a government went through respect of human rights, and everybody have the right to see a judge, and everybody was tried one by one. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying torture doesn't happen. Even torture does happen. The government did the right thing to correct those mistakes, and they did exactly what should be done in a democratic country. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
wow, I'm not really important fee Mbodj mooy comme ne nekkul ne dafa deny ko.
Okay.
Waaye mu ne point out.
Nañ ñëw to education.
Alay Sali, you can take over.
Yeah, nañ ñëw to education. And compared to education, five to six high schools of Inekon, Jawara has never built one for the past 30 years. And we're talking about 30 years. And nobody here want quality education. No, it's not only about quality education. The worst crime you can do to a nation, and the education rate was even less than 30% at that time. That is a crime. Okay. And when it comes to the economy, he have built this, he have built this here. And 95% of all those projects before 94, then collapse. Each and every one of them dafa collapse. River transport being our dafa collapse. Jahali Bacha dafa collapse. GPMB dafa collapse. And you name them. BICI dafa collapse. And you name them. So, Mota Manela, I hope the new PPP is not going to live or center their politics around the past glory of old PPP. Because the old PPP regime, Gambia was underdeveloped and extremely corrupt. So that's all I'm pointing out.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kebba.
Have you finished? Yes.
You can come, then we move forward.
Yes. Yes. I mean, this guy is talking about, as I said, it's an opinion. I respect his opinion. I give him the facts. The fact of the matter is, Gambia at the time when we take independence, the whole Gambia, there was 10 people that went to university. 10 people. We bring in an education system that is one of in the whole of Africa. Quality education, common entrance, form system, which is still practiced in UK. We have almost a perfect civil service, where other countries will come and learn from Gambia. We have a system that was working, and then we build institutions that I mentioned here. These are schools that the university that he's talking about. Quite frankly, if you understood, Gambia is just about to have a university campus. Gambia has institutions that were used as an university extension programs. Where are those institutions that they were using for university programs, my brother? They were using MDI, GTI, Gambia College. These institutions were established by the PPP. Jamme University was not there was no campus.
Gambia College was before PPP.
What I'm saying, we have Gambia College was sustained by the PPP government, and then we have the MDI. We have the GTI, and then we also have the School of Agriculture was SAE by PPP, School of Nursing SAE by PPP, and see all those. Gambia College was there, but the faculties I'm talking about, the School of Agriculture, right? The School of Education, the School of how they call it, Nursing, SRN. All those things are SAE by PPP, my brother. And when Yadebe came for the university program, he already built. The institutions were there, and then these are the same institutions that he used as university extension program. We just few months ago the campus was inaugurated. How do you think it's possible a government that comes within few years was able to establish a university when we don't have university is faculties itself? That's what is called university. It's not the campus itself. Tell me which institute that Yademe was able to build at the time of university program that he was using and he built. Tell me one institution he built. When that programs were going, give me one institution, my brother. There is none.
University of the Gambia.
University is not. There is no University of the Gambia. Where is the campus? Which campus did they use? Which campus? They were using MDI, DGI, Gambia College, School of Nursing, RVH. Tell me one place. Yadame, the only place you build for university is just been inaugurated, my brother. Can you listen to yourself?
No, why are you comparing?
No. You guys not interfere here because I want him to understand logic behind the university. University is not about a campus. It's a school. It's a faculty of schools. Anybody who go to university understand. You go to university, there's faculty of science, faculty of agriculture, faculty of this thing. This we are there. We have the best. We have the best civil service. People go to MDI to learn to become civil servants, to become administrators in MDI. When Yademe came, he found this institution. Give me one institution that Yademe established and call it a University of the Gambia. Give me one. You don't have it, my brother. That's why I said fact does matter. Tell me one. Yademe said University of the Gambia, but he was using the faculties that was established by the PPP government. GTTI was a school. That's where they go and learn some of the things they should learn. They go to MDI, land management. They go to Gambia College, land management. What else? Tell me one thing he built. It was a
thank you very much.
Yadame call it University Extension Program. That's the name of the university. University Extension Program. It was not a university per se. So let's correct that. And if you can give me one institution you built and call it a university, then you know that your basic set you are giving here is false, and people are listening to you. Give me one. Give me one.
Okay, Mr. Kebba. So saying move forward, Kebba. I'm taking follow up questions so that we issue to. Because Nico Yaya Jame ikanying MDI mumfobe ko university tije ay nyule use, that's fine. Bari PPP fana mawo kenung purka nati to another level praike university because more ye mum fogo wato ndefana manke o Keba bati by then. But in Tolbea Jeleko, even television station of Mo Sotonu, so more la miro munti wale munko. Bao hani bi wale be caring minale for protection right now mine be caring. Nini mansa kundal be seeding. Development project ol muyalo neko program ol muyalo kabe mul kunindila ika slow down le uri tolla nafa kama problemo be wolto. Ko muyalo ko abe mol la fahamo sambana to another level. Isaje isi mansa kunda challenge no to another level. Wo kuningo dabe wotode. Wote kieno la kuningo koma. Fomo si kuning.
So karama ele nyin karo nyin bela ta bakela. Ada mbay nyin fala jabel. Ya jele molu kuma fole, but sometimes it got fuck soto. Because nyemi mpojang right now ko ngene example bi da ko university Gambia University. He could not name me one institution the other me established and call university. He don't have it. Neither Buffalo. So that's it's misleading. University to build a university, it takes time. And then if you look of quality, you actually need to do the needful. That's why Yadama found the basic, what is necessary to form a university. He found it there. We all know that the Gambia government was doing a research, not to just have a name of university, but to have a university that would be an example and would be the best university that we can all be proud of. Today, I have friends who went to the University of Gambia, have masters, they can't even write a correct letter. I have people who are my elder brothers, when the form system, when they write a letter, their letters are better than my letter. What is the essence of university? Is to have quality education. And the reason why we have what we have in the Gambia today, we have a lot of university graduates who are educated, they call them educated and they're there. But we see we have more educated people than in the other government. Today we have more corruption in the Gambia than ever before. Education is very essential. And if you educate your people poorly, it's worse than ignorance. Because it has to come with a lot of things. If you say, what is Gambia mean? You need to understand what Gambia mean and what it represents. You're not only talking about it. That's why during the other time, some of his ministers did not even go to school. As for example, Yaya Sise, the Minister of Local Government and Land, never went to no school. He was educated at his own home and was serving as a minister. I can name 3 of the ministers at the time. What we are doing, and then we talk about lack of education, and then we think that because of that lack of education, people were not aware. But people are more aware today. Gambia is getting worse. Because during the time who bring education, he was able to entrench himself and he was able to create a lot of human rights violation in the Gambia, and we call ourselves educated. What did our education represent for? Nothing. Because if you are educated, you should be able to solve your problem. You should be able to defend yourself. You should be able to stand up to a government that you think was definitely creating awareness. But what has happened, that government, and records has proven, was indeed people are more educated, but the people were subject to many undemocratic violations. So we come down to schools you mentioned, because that's why when you guys go to ppgambia.com, you can, and that's why I'm here today to put this record straight. During from 1950 to 1964. From 1950 to 1964, we have only 46 primary schools in the Gambia, 5 secondary schools and 1 vocational school in the Gambia. From 1950 to 1964, under the leadership of the PPP government, From 1965 to 1994, primary school that was established in the Gambia was 262 primary schools. I'm giving you facts. Because if it says facts, I'm here, and that's the reason why I'm here. Junior schools, and these junior schools were equivalent to high schools at the time. Because remember, we have a different education system. We have 38 junior schools. Secondary schools, under PPP government, we have 17 senior secondary schools. What are you guys talking about? Do you have facts? We've come to institutions that the PPP has established, that are management institutions. That, in fact, are the components that one could use to establish the University of the Gambia. One, Management Development Institutes, MDI. If you go to MDI at that time, you are good to go anywhere in the world. Rural Development Institutes, School of Nursing, the Brikama campus, non-formal education centers. We all know Jawara was not even educated. He was also educating Kebba Jallow. People were alive. He was taking people. Our old, we cannot even go to school. He went there and took them. Cooperative Training Center, Gambia Technical Training Institute, Chairman Self-Development Center, National Agricultural Research Institute. These institutes were also built. And these are the institutions that I mentioned here that university extension program started with. So you guys are talking about people who were not educated. And then on the Gambia, people were more educated. And Gambia was able to use educated people, kill them, as they mentioned, as we have seen in the TRRC. What is the issue about education in the first place?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think it's good for you to also to give me a chance so that I will try to translate it in Wolof. But anyway, we have a lot of follow-up questions. Anyway, so mboka ilimo wax momo ene nit ñange wax ne time du nonu time PPP buñ fi nekké ñu bari janguñ won nekkuñ won di confront government bi ni ko wara confronter. So mom mi ngi wax ne déedéet moom daxana loolu li mo try pour explain mooy mi ngi tudda school si nga xam ne PPP buñ fi nekkee ñoom ñoo ko sampa mi ngi tudda comme développement yi nga xam ne ñoom ñoo ko def. So mi ngi compare nag di wane ne comme right now ni comme léegi ñu ne ñu bari dañ jànga waaye ñi jànga yi tamit ñu bari tey la corruption gën a bari compare to bu PPP nekkee tey la lu bon gën a bari compare to bu PPP nekkee pour ma gàttal wax bi rek loolu la moo try pour wax moo tax muy tudda yi nga xam ne PPP ñoo ko fi indi for the first time. So te li moo gën a diggaral tamit moom si waxam bi mooy bu fi ñii di ñëw jamono boobu noonu yenn yu bari amuñ ko because tubaab bi si foofu lañ jëlee nguur gi buñ ñëwee li nga xam ne moo war a mun a taxawal nguur gi ñoo ko def time boobu school amutoon school yu bari sax amutoon. So mi ne comme sax Jawara Kebba Jallow la noon def sax ñi nga xam ne dañ mag ba pare te jànguñu woon so ñoom dañ naa jàngal ñoom bi sax pour xit na itagaay. So ku wax ne tamit ne ñoom nekkutoon di éduquer nit ñi tamit dafa mel ni comme fiyaawuloo ak ñoom daal. So si gàttal to loolu la ma wax bari ñaaron ni yaagi sayin fanan mool kaa fa ko i kaa fa ko karannal fele siyata i fele corruption o bila siyata bari PPP fanan la jamono waato na ni yajibe mo jamal fana mu yaano ko walle be position to i karantale ba mu ñu karantana ma siya bari nga jele ko commission o kabiri ya jame natay mun londi wal fana hani bi ñunu muñu be place o mara non walle be corruption ke kan. So akama ko sign a finke tale ni ani Jawara la watu jibe of course ba fala ka siaka le sign bari sign mo fana ngulita Gambia la karola pour que man sakunda confront wala tina kur eta. So mo ka damin to jodi wolem ka bi PPP la jamono watu pour mo ye wuli ko sign e wulita nyaadi ka masakunda tonton wala man siano compare to sign wala tina yemunje sign akita wasi keno wajibo wato bawon tol fonga jeni kabin tol gita school mo jamal pour yete la karonga la fa ikata ganale ani other countries. So akam ko na masakunda PPP mo benunje wal fanan ime bulo la fa dal pour ka jiko moriye correct education soto isaji itita gana nyul. So more can you never
ali sadi de yalon ngalla diamo la moyle adun diamo nyim falan nkala moy ni hakilolla la fal fansil la moy min mu toñate min sabati ta wala ngindi ko Gambia ba tara wato minna ngajira faale ma ba amante jella moy kan munaka fo the whole Gambia the whole Gambia more Tandata University in Calendar, and out of more Tang Bay, most of them are they study nursing. The other one was study politics, he study veterinary as a surgeon. So a country with 10 university graduates, Kabin Joraka Masakunda law, and a minister Mankarang, I Samala, I can the Kalambudo. Bunkono, Kebba Karando. Nko, Kabin Nata Falang, you can be corruption of Kabia Javanada. I commission on the PPP Masakunda Kisi. Bari, Ming and the Tonya de Falande, I don't call it Mio evidence sort of call. I have what the commission of inquiries, I mean, Bamfo Commission, from Masakunda Kisi. Jimala Kaito Soto. I didn't make a Jamuja, Minkafo. Nendinga Commission of Inquiries, Janet Commission, I can go right now and show it to you. But the Janet Commission, the Bamfo Commission was established by Jamme. Namuela Bamfo, when Kalim Bamfo retire. I'm not for Ako Kabaya Kafemi, Commission will lead. He was unable to find any of those ministers wanting. Recently, I can send you the news reporting. What happened was Kabaka reporting in Dadai Bandiabara, the Kakamia Jamea at the State House. Information leaked. Yadamaka don't want to see you. They never published the Bamfo Commission. And then Alma Alino in Kafagrai, OJ, every year at a press conference call, if whatever Yadame said this government is corrupt, let him bring evidence. I don't know Kinti evidence soldier. But what happened? It was a sing-song song. Accountability and transparency, rampant corruption. Funding to Del Dol Mbiola Moeno. And maybe I pay Colomono. But you know what Mukumara bid? Well, is it evidence or no? Give me one minister. Yada may mean try for corruption. Kabada Sita for the 22 years out of office. Give me one minister, I mean try. And the person found one thing. Imasoto. That is the reason for to establish a commission is a fact finding. Why are you guys still talking about the same thing? There's no evidence. So what I'm going for, assumption and to believe and to have the fact is different. Just like today, people are saying they had a call it the Barrow government is corrupt. But about they see some sign of corruption, but until we have those evidence, they are still based on assumption. So none of you have been there for 22 good years, talk about it, campaign on it, win election of election PPP Tokyo, but he could not give you guys any single evidence. And in Jawara Fang, me almost Kunda Nyatonkaya. I Gambia, I Abunya, I Horma, I Hormo Tandi Jawara. At the company PP Alpha Basiri Gambia Kono, Ya Jame Kababato in 1997 na, the Kate Faul Kono, Motora Kotega, Abandawalato. Because he was doing it for a purpose. First, kundu mas political kono afansa afanso no adon gamelo sala finala. One PP from ban. So nimba fola. Let me just learn. Nimba fola. Is in a follow ko. Ngayina moy. But in tato yandi no la mun ka tonyade. Kan yada man tonyata ni molla. Wala problem mod.
Okay, baraka bake after me apply sangan talale so afana yenalang so maybe later and see move forward current burning issue right now PPP fangobe mineto aning ko wol muyaro ko wolle within the party there so mboka limnon wax mom moy moko laaje comme question moko laaj so lolu non tontu di explain ne comme commission bu nga xamne bu Yaya Jammeh ñewon Yaya Jammeh establish nako mine legi ana report bobu nonu lolu lañu ñoo laaj ñun yépp fi mine ko amé nako génné because amul ken ku nga xamne dañ la fa jappa ci report bi ne la yow da nga dugga ci tapalé ak yoy nonu té dem na fola tamit wax ne Jawara sax Yaya Jammeh after all indi nako Gambia mu tok parce que nekul di def dara defu dara ci gatal so mine wax bu bari bi ñoo wax yépp amul ken ku nga xamne ding fi mëna génné sédé waye xamna né ci kanam maybe dina ma dimbalé ci question bi because ñun tamit xamnañ né amna luñ ci janga xamnañ né political alifini politique dafa hawa nek lu doy war because gis nañ ko xejna lool dinañ ci develop ci kanam tuti ma mom during question and answers so moy nit so ñëwé jël nguur bari nga daane li ci opa dang di bu ga ñooñu pour ñi ñëw ñu fatel la su fekkee ñooñu dañ ñëw pour faral la daf dee teg commission yii nga dee teg doo ko dee mun a implement doo ko dee bugg a implement because ñooñu ñu ngi ñëw pour yow seen njëriñ pour faral la parce que 2016 buñ defee suñ changes bi Adama Barrow loolu la def so te Yaya Jammeh tamit gis nañ ne ñeena ñu nga xam ne ñoo noonu liggéey Jawara buñ gisee ne Jawara dafa dem na génn na dëkk bi ba pare dañ dem boroxlu si Yaya Jammeh pour mu jox leen pause pour ñu liggéey te xaw ma nag bi ko def ñu laaj question te na ñi déglu after ku nekk nga xoolal sa boppa report yooyu noonu ñan lañ oyoon si commission bi ñiñ oyoon si commission bi ndax am na ñi si ràññee ne jox nañ leen place su fekkee ne loolu bari na bon dinañ xam ne li lee tax report boobu noonu Yaya Jammeh publish ko pour moom si boppam jëriñam parce que lii moo tàggal Africa li lee tax Africa demut Abdoulaye Sagnang now get a question be then we move forward. We have a lot of questions here. Mr. Sagnang.
So, Mr. Bura, Aparaka. Let's first of all now start with my dear brother. If you are there, we give you a honor to the leadership dinner na Banco Karafema. Banco Dingola Sula Daik Wolof. If you are there to represent we the people as a country, more dissatisfaction on the side, you should have a thick skin if you are going into politics. Get a thick skin. More complain of or more shortcoming the major Jawala Masakundato. Yemembe na to reform PPP or PPP as a party. More Kumboda Ifan obviously. Because Banco Belata. Mo kirimang na kuye Banco Manzaya. Kona memfo ya Jambe. Asivije sanji mwande fulankai buje. Anu tunatile kuditaki. Jawara Fransi la je sanji tansaba ay meo menkije wala ya Jambe wulu. Andi kafo jawa PPP corruption o mansula. Corruption o sunaje. Akenda mafum. Segu sabali commercial development bank agricultural development bank ni problem wo nyi mo be o moy kalam Gambia be o kalamuta. Jawara system wala mu yaje mol da siate kan corruption o da ke transfer to another department. Just like ya Jambe. Just like Adam Barrow. Mbadi nge be bi tamam kulun kalamuta. Kanto me kulun kalamuta jawara la mansa ya kono wato. So dol fo noye. Eventually jawara tinyaro kala ntefa ma bo mol kono le. Miria lon ko ye muta at depot in Fajara. Somebody killing Senior Kettle, Senegal, Gambia, wrong prayer land, fire to death. A bay happened at the 81. Island can call it history can never be changed. The history is there to reference for tomorrow. Bo be the Kono B. Jara Mafamon cook and the cat. But I'll short coming moment if I be from Botalale, Aliena Alco reformation. Because human being evolved to reform. We are born to reform. Go reformation. Harabadu Mantima. We all commit mistakes. So Mr. Mboj come in for la mojela very well. Ye babanko dingol nyatu ngayala. Mol fanda kumboda obviously fanyante la mola. So don't defend everything. Don't be a defender here. Kana ko be defend.
Yeah,
mistake go happen ta so wala. Ebe America mento multi party system la bije, but it's two party system. The two party system was in the world. And America is the biggest democracy, one of the biggest democracies. So kana na iko you want to be defensive here. Na bankolem beltam na jawara horoma na nyalu kaya dial. Anyon jamala bije. Kaba jahumba nyolu, peri njaya nyolu. Bari Gambian lo kafuda yadi jawara la. Isa hono. Alo hono ta Gambian oli, alo bunya murundi Gambian lo ka. Gambian ole tamile bankote. Na momo tombo ne tambindi. Eventually ntole tamuti. Konka mfo ara baro bi amamfisi amoti. Ntole atombo na tambindi. Ara baro isa hosula in Germany here. Amamfensolo ya asibi soko. But be at least president of Gambia. Never go come president because an election no hijack. But to now maintain mbading for say la moy wala. Banko ding wala kumakamo, fonse wala moy nyoy. The whatever if you are leading handi musuti yoti. Iding wala bebuka a happy administration wala. Sako banko mumeo. Aparaka mbela fala wangandi yola. Isa yinsa kachano sa nyoso no hakilo wala.
Ya baraka bake na Kebba yalong mamfuta yalong niya haklo baka mbunda mendo follow. Munakata kunum wala kachakan mina min kala mantro kachakan de adu min kala kunun niya fo fanga senende nyoma andu ndeka femfen dim fo falan wala nginti ko man kam ba defensive kana fande ngam mo la chale min ko kumo lu fo yana ka kumo fo anin ka sede raw so de kilindi andu ngamin fo folo wala ngambe gido passé de be hansa be gini karo jang mo ya fonye ko atelu kono ya de me which faculty the law at the time of university program akatala ya law at the kinde means half for nyi woto the Gambia university in fact I have a document I will tell you the research jawala government minke and you guys because I'm when I come I want to make sure government listen my this thing there is a national cultural policy this was prepared by Eric O. Aporonti and then the institution that was asked to make a research for Gambia to have a university and how prepare Gambia to have a university. And this document was prepared in 1985. United Nations Educational Science and Cultural Organization, that the Gambia study research, when for our university program, and it was going to take a step-by-step process. This is a document, government document. Why you guys don't have it? And then it comes here. It said the report be prepared by the government of the Republic of the Gambia, by United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization. The document itself, in particular, is called National Cultural Policy. And if you go to that document, on page 19, this is what it said. I will read. The nation's highest educational institution, the Gambia College, is being consciously developed into what should become a national university. It has at present 4 constituent schools. 1, education. 2, agriculture. 3, public health. 4, nursing and midwifery. At the time of 1985, Gambia has already had this institution ready, preparing to have a university, and this research was done by United Nations for the Gambia. This is a document, government document from the United Nations, which you guys don't have. So you can see, building university is not about building university. You have to build the institution first before you can build university. And then you come in from mental lamuela, come here, come in 1981, and the corruption is really equivalent serial. And coming forward in the co, you know, said out bay. Minion de came Makakwa said and Sonda. Nika mole booted a mole touchole. Munagan Takala, Futio, need to do the Manakala, and the Kulula. It's Kuna never tell us about a color, but in Kalaka, even a Kulunko, what Katale. That was a tribunal, Milota, Pruko Mulukulu. I know Amaka for the Gambian Marsola, United Nations and Amnesty International last certified co. The Gambia on the South Dauda has definitely did the needful when you come to 1981 coup. That's why they investigated. So I'm not denying a monkey. So this is what I'm saying. That's why today coming borrow TRC law. I now investigate and I'm Mulukula. If you have an evidence, what should you do? You should do the needful to correct it. PP Masakunda Woleke. So mental defensive kekam. You more would have a PP Mampenga Gambia blankly, not even after anything. So it's an opinion, it's an opposition, or anyway, I want people Masakunda like them, so respect knowledge. But there are rather meant we're not for not test based on facts. So I'm telling you, this is a United Nations document. And all the panelists, if you want this document, I'm going to publish it on our website. In fact, our website would be for anybody you are going to Gambia University. You are studying Gambian politics or anything, you go to ppgambia.com. We are going to put important documents there to provide to Gambian people to run about our history. So I'm not defensive, I'm putting facts straight. So please, moving forward, you'll be very happy to hear from you, my brother. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. Allow me to summarize what you have said so that we can move forward with another questions. Okay, li ma wax moom mooy dafa ba léegi dafa taxaw moom tamit xalaatam lim ko jox mi ne based on fact because am na benn document bu nga xam ne moom moo ko amee ñun amuñ ko waaye mi ne suñ buggee ñun sax mun nañu ko si UN document la bu nga xam ne comme yi fi university bi du ta amul loolu la moo try ba léegi pour clarify moom si gis-gisam ak document yi mu amee yi nga xam ne ñun gisuñ ko right now waaye moom moo ko amee so mu mel ni university ba lañ ko bil li moo try pour explain mooy foog structure am jika so structure yooyu loolu la moo wax ne loolu 1985 prepare woon nañ loolu ba pare wane ne lii ak lii mi ngi tudde yooyu yëpp moo war a am balaa university bi so move na forward tamit di explain about comme yëfi comme torture bu Mr Mbodj wax Ablaye Sagne ñoo gën koo diggalal tamit mi ne moom nekku ne dafa bañ ne loolu am na mi ne moom bañut ne loolu am na waaye mi ne borom kër su fekkee ne dafa am xeeb bu am sa kër yow borom kër gi lan mooy sa taxawaay loolu moo wax ne PPP government bi def nañ loolu taxawal nañ ay bunte yu nga xam ne ñoo waroon a gëstu loolu te yóbbu nañ ko ni nga ko war a defee ñi nga xam ne seen loxo dugal nañ si loolu yar nañ leen comme loi bi ni mu ko waxee moom waxut ne toocoo am na amut moom waxut loolu waaye dafa ne due process am na si li nga xam ne loolu la loi bi war a doxal te PPP government ñoom si loolu la ngay taxawoon so loolu la noonu explain nii so waaye ba léegi ñu may Jibril Fadia soo amee loo laajte nga ñëw ñu mun a move forward time is against us because dañu war a ñëw léegi PPP démba si loolu lañ nekk waaye léegi ñu ngi nii di ñëw si PPP tey so foofu lañ bëgg a dugg si nag.
waaw mu ngi jërëjëf maa ngi leen a nuyu di leen gërëm di leen sant yéen ñëpp so Mr Nanki Baraka Bake ye invitation of men honor say water back in Nanko. Abaraka back and contanta back. Lima wax rek moy ne ma ngi santagum Boubacar Mbodj nga xamne moy chair bi Buradi ba jërëjëf bi nga duggé di translate kontaan na trop awa so busy manitam Ablaye Sagnang tam mu ngi fi di leen nuyu di leen gërëm ak Alaaji Sali waxtaan bi am na solo man nag PPP li ma wax rek ci ñoom mooy ne dama leen a sant di leen gërëm waaw PPP dama leen a sant di leen gërëm because tey soo gisee ñun ñuy wax Gambia PPP moo tax ndax ñoo ñu génnee ci loxo tubaab bi man ci emoon ci loolu rek dina doy waaye nag dafa emut ci loolu li yokk ci li ma kontaante li yokk suma kontaante mooy bañ demee ba Gambia ñu ne is an probable nation by Buckley Rice mooy American with the United Nations and in belief of the US and also the British ne Gambia du mën a yóbbu boppam ñu am PPP under their leadership ñu determine with their help with other colleagues mooy mun naa ñoom Père Ndiaye and all of them ñu taxaw ne ñun mun nañoo nekk si nation ñu make sure that ne Gambia ñu taxawal ko the bureaucrats and everything not only that ñu génnee ñu si loolu yóbbu ñu ci republic in 1970 nga xam ne am nañ self rule boo xam ne ni ñun ñooy decide not only that British yi offer woon nañ pour ñu des ci seen pound bi ñoom ñu ne déedéet dañoo am suñ xaalis bopp nañ seet within around Gambia suñ neighbors yi ñan ñoo ci am seen xaalis bopp ñi ci am seen xaalis bopp yëpp suñu xaalis ba ci gën a am doole at bi ba tey you know am na lu bari loo xam ne mu ngi tegu ci ñoom ñun PPP under their leadership ñoo génnee njaam googu si suñ kaw ñun Gambian si kon ak luñ mun a def man dama foog ndax loolu is greater than anything else so di leen sant di leen gërëm di am benn question rek bu ma bëgg a laaj xam naa ne independent nañ am programme dinaa reserve some of it moo nekk ne PPP dañ amoon properties ñu amoon ay moto yoo xam ne jël nañ ko during 1994 junta bi so maa ngi laaj ban action la gaay bëgg a def comme que nguur gee ko jëloon nguur gi ñoo leen war a fay ban action la ñoo def pour jéem a jëlaat alal yi nga xam ne ñoom ñoo ko moom seen chouette la ñoom ñoo naan def ay Tesito ñoom ñoo naan def ay Jaliba Kuyaate indi Youssou Ndour ba dajale ba am loolu is there earn money so lan la ñoo def pour loolu pour jéem koo jëlaat.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jibi Fadia. Baraka Bake, ila ingini nkaro bete abata le. Ye kuma kama mfanga nati na mfanga, wala mpuru Gambia fansun kodo soto, currency. So Jawara Kai, he was very ambitious guy. Things have been said, Gambia will fail against the whole world. But Gambia's success was successful. It's a success story, and we still have a country that we can say we are Gambians. It depends whether we are part of the Gambia or not. This is a subject matter. But the most important thing, this government of the PPP, the founding fathers, most of them, as I said, they don't have education, very basic education. But because of your Banco Kanu, they believe in their own country. At the time, the Risolu, Kolobe, Buludunia, Kolosoto, then Gambia, they Fentigi, but they stood and they call this battle of self-determination to stand after the British and to make sure we become a country. And where the British, with all their education and everything, declare Gambia would be a failed state, we survive as a country. That alone is an achievement. But there are shortcomings. Obviously, there are shortcomings. I believe Jawara himself has acknowledged that if you read his book. There are a lot of things he intends to do, and it's a government program can fail for one reason or the other. And then what do you do? You have a reason. That's why we have an ERP, Economic Recovery Program. The government of the Gambia almost was about to get bankrupt. Can you believe it? It's a success story. And Jawara have to do an entrenchment. And ERP was established to make sure they correct those mistakes because the government payroll was too high, right? And the economy cannot survive it. Many people we have to be entrenched and then leave the government, go into other avenues so that the government can reduce its expenditure so that we'll be able to move as a country. That was successful. We go to sustainable development programs. That was successful, and then we are now going to, as a race our economy. We have the 1994 coup. So you can see Gambia has gone through ups and downs, even under Sadawada. We are a perfect system. I don't want people to understand. We'll acknowledge that mistakes can happen based on government policy. And the issue, people asset solo is an ongoing discussion. It's something that the previous leadership tried. They could not be successful. So this is a new administration. We are going to re-engage the stakeholders because this asset issue is not only government. We also have other stakeholders involved. We are engaging party elders. We are engaging people that Al-Hajia Sise, a prominent one, and then I know the party has engaged even Honorable Bibi Dabo. On this asset issue, what is the best way approach? Because people may think that it's not that kind of an easy thing, and people, just to put record straight, it's not only the government of the Gambia or President Barrow is the one that has the ultimate say in this asset. There are a lot of housekeeping within the PPP that we need to do to correct and then to follow the due process to get our asset. And I am confident with this new leadership, with the help of the people I mentioned, Honorable Bibi Dabo, Al-Haji Sise, MC Chairman, all those people, may God have mercy on his soul, Bakalul Sinari. They were all helpful to guide us and what are the things we should do. So that is an ongoing, and I believe when you allocate it and assets on base for once we complete those housekeeping, we will get it. We get the asset back. Thank you very much.
Jërëjëf mbokk yi Kebba nag kii Jibril Fadia make na some comment si fi PPP balam ko laaj comme laajte bi waaye laajte bi si boppam moom mooy PPP bu Yaya Jammeh ñëwee dañ jëloon seen alal bu nga xam ne moom la gaay amee woon. So moom la ko noonu laaj léegi moom mu ngi koo laaj léegi loolu fan la toolu parce que li nga xam ne loolu la PPP amoon ñoom ñoo noonu ootee ay programme di dajale seen alal lu nga xam ne moom la fa foofu la ko gaay jëlee woon. So su beneen government ñëwee war a jël loolu yëpp du yoon loolu la ko noonu laaj ne ko loolu fan la toolu waaye moom tamit wax na ne loolu ñoom ñu ngi koo dox. PPP am na ay njiit yi fa nekk am na ñi nga xam ne tuddal na fi tuur ñoom Bakary Bunja Dabo ak ñoom Yaya Cissé to tuddal na tuur ñi nga xam ne ñoom ñooy seen njiit yi ñi nga xam ne ñoom tam ñu ngi ko dox pour gis ne alali PPP bu nga xam ne moom la nguur gi jëloon moomul leen koo delloo so ñoom ñu ngi ko dox ni nga ko war a doyee daal waaye ba léegi Kebba si ta sign thing PPP today. So PPP today, Kebba, even in the phone la molie, PPP today, BPPP, mumira si fan le balbulu, munin kunun mirol fatata, isa summarize no drong, sina dun kuwal kono.
Yeah, BPPP la mire ya fatata bakele. Bari nga kujima falankarang na alfali bulu, ye patiyolo ni satwal milla, anin kaunul milla, wal mamba noto. Walam democracy, rule of law, good governance, all inclusivity, respect for humans and people's rights. Umfenet Mialango is fundamental, Abuka Aspire, Umfenet Mialango is part of us, and the self-reliance, that's the Tesito, our main slogan, and our other slogan, one Gambia, one people, one nation. You fed me kumara bakele, so BPP nga minje, nga bankola fankoje nyameng, abetamaka nyameng, bankola karam bundawa nyameng bankola jata kenda bundawa nyameng aning na flow la nyaka tamanya dile ngamira BPP ya mira kutolo solo na manifesto ngami use ya biyande ba hani sai ne nyata ngo kuto minnata ko ne manifesto fanga review again karan there are a lot of things I mean ngenta binkala na policy min wala people centered policy wala ngi ko mba femfending ke kam na do ko kono wala ngi ko abakala tarling molla taranta na ko ni na lafin na ko tarajela da jama'a na fara da na policy amanke ko masa kundara basila akwanda bangi na kala a jara gambino la man dia gamen ete bola kala hani ba fen din kala abakala ngi na foro ni ga gambe jibe foro wala molla ta balu nyala kuma da be baluwo wala ngambe la problem mo ndel ko nimba masa kunda do ko kala ndafa mole ko silalo kuma yata muna kuma da molu manga millo minse wala min ko mol ko e balu nyaman sone ya wata masa kundala kodo hanim bo do ko sila do ko la je mbabe dun do ko kade ko gambe dun kana konko mani boto da e ji sugro da e ji mbabe dun do kono kade ko we sabati folo kadu na kebal ya ko la nyama go banko nim konko mo molla ikela foro ya latinya nim banko molla hanila dino baka katino so never joy yabal da mol kam folo ikam bu neke wala ngindi ko ika konko la bandi kan yebalu nya so nyande ade Gambia wala PPP jore afoko is a social democratic party ako but with small s wala ngin dikon ba fem din ke kan akata sabatin molla sunan kolla wala tin nan yin PPP mimbe si na miria wala ko new vision and a new direction for better Gambia. So wala tin nan ngayin fa molle ko inyantal la moyla na kacha kuma sai kuke kare ko ye PPP la moyni hakilo lan kamin fa molle de ba fem din kera ita la ba decide la nga si nga kacha nga sunga de ko ngina mo la problem oti ngila hajor solve pour ka ko kacha yin commence je is not under specific discussions abaraka bage
yo abaraka bage Keba mboka yi Keba li mako laaj moy comme waxtaan bi buñ ko commencé ba légui ñu ngi doon wax PPP demba li nga xam ne loolu la fi PPP def foofu la waxtaan bi nekkoon waaye léegi nag ñëw nañ si PPP tey lan mooy xalaat bu bees bu nga xam ne loolu la gaay indi waaye si gàttal li mu doon wax mooy dafa mel ni ñoom day ñëw gën a dëgëral comme yelleefi doomu aadama lu nga xam ne war na ko fundamental human rights yi beneen loolu gën nañ ko dëgëral si beneen level so wax na tamit ne ñoom seen parti programme bu nga xam ne moom gaay ko amee bi ne am na seen jiit bu nga xam ne kooku ñëw na xool ko wax na ne ba léegi lii dafa des ñoom war nañ ko gën a xoolaat pour gën seet def yi nga xam ne moom moo ànd ak jamono so wax na ne comme yi fi dunda bi loolu tamit ñëw na wax ko wax na ne dunda bi ñoom ñu ngi xool naka lañ ñëw def si seen programme bu es bu nga xam ne moom lañ bugg a mu ànd ak jamono naka la dunda bi di yombee so gëstu na tamit wax na ne comme yi fi defal tali tamit nekkul ne foofu la war a yem waaw war naa ñëw si yëfi comme yële fi doomu aadama parce que yële fi doomu aadama du mun a am te nit amuloo li nga xam ne moom nga war a dundee si gàttal li la wax foog naa Alaaji Saliou yaa ngi fi Alaaji Saliou si fekkee Alaaji Saliou yaa ngi fi mun ngaa ñëw yow tamit si PPP tey Alaaji Saliou.
jërëjëf Bura Diba Bura maa ngi lay gërëm si sa liggéey bu rafet boobu waaye maa ngi demoon awee Mr Nanko mu am rek lu ma la bëggoon a laaj bu yaagut ñu ngi déggal loo xam ne lii wax dëgg dafa make ñun ñi ñu confuse xamun kan moo jiite PPP si jamono yi ndikte Mr Madikay Faal dafa am lu mu wax Mr Kebba Jallow génn a wax leneen ma bëgg laa laaj rek lan mooy li xew biir PPP da ngeen am internal problem am déet.
It's quite unfortunate because PPP is a democratic party, and then proudly, in Safono, everybody, we are the only political party. Bangkokang, Mialonko, Atata Congress la, and the incumbent of that party leader, Aya Boindi, and that incumbent always emphasized Madikay Faal is elected. What Uncle Kebba was saying, Madikay Faal is elected. Not disputing that he is elected, but he is still the party leader. And then that tells you that the outcome of the Congress was stood and elected Mr Madikay Faal. But so we took a lot of pride as a party to go through a democratic process to defeat an incumbent, and I don't see any party in the Gambia that can do that right now. Currently, I don't see any party in the Gambia that can do that. What I had that established that the PPP belongs to the Gambian people. And then we have the power to hold our leadership accountable. Therefore, whoever did the PPP should watch that whatever I do, when we get to the point of election, it could be voted out because the people have right to do so. And we have demonstrated that, not by word, but by action. I took a lot of pride in that because I don't see any party in the Gambia that can successfully do that.
So who is the rightful leader of PPP at this time?
Yeah, so the rightful leader of the PPP is nobody else but Ousman Madikay Faal.
So who was elected during the Congress? Who was elected?
Ousman Madikay Faal was elected as the Secretary General and Party Leader of the PPP.
So why did Kebba Jallow come out and dispute the leadership of somebody who was elected in a Congress?
Yeah, it's like, okay, if you can give me some time to give you some background of what has actually happened.
Okay, go ahead.
If you can bear me some time. We have a constitutional process before we go to Congress. Number one, just to fast track it, the National Executive Committee of the PPP will have to declare where the Congress will happen. They have to approve the Electoral Commission of the party. So these are all processes that we need to do, and then wherever an NEC said, and the composition of National Executive Committee is too representative from every constituency. It's like a National Assembly. They will sit and they will say, where can we have Congress this year? Oh, and then they will wherever wherever we have the majority that said it's going to happen in Banjul, and that's why it's going to happen. That's why we went to Banjul to do our Congress there. So and then we have an electoral commission it's an internal electoral commission of the party. Right, so the constitution itself that they're talking about, Kebba Nanko, I'm the drafter. In fact, I did a lot of work with Papa Njai, who was a party leader, and then all what we did was to review the constitution. So I can tell you, I have so much to say when you come to those provisions that they are saying, because of I have an authority as one of as the drafter. But we are reviewing together. But I wrote all those
Mr.
articles in the constitution.
It appears to many Gambians that PPP is having 2 executive committees. Is that true?
No, I mean that's not true. That's why I want you to give me something. I want people to understand this issue clearly, because of how we arrived at that. So the articles these people are talking about, just to fast track it, that the electoral commission of PPP eventually said, these people are disqualified, and then Kebba Jallow assumed the leadership. It was something that is shameful. That our party members can sit and discuss that. But if you look at the electoral commission of our constitution, our party law said the electoral commission cannot be less than seven members. Less than 7 members in the first place. And before we actually go to Congress, 2 people have resigned. One of them is Janwaba, and the other person is Mahmoud Sawane, who become a candidate. And then Laiba, one of them resigned. Laiba eventually rescinded, according to them, his resignation and continued to participate. And even after the Congress, he was participating in all the decisions. So now, after the Congress, 2 people resigned. That their mandate is over. So eventually we have 4 people or 5 people in the commission. What it tells you that they don't have the mandate because they cannot be less than 7. So whatever the commission was doing was clearly unconstitutional in the first place. So as far as IEC is concerned, and as far as PPP members are concerned, the Secretary General of the PPP is nobody else but Ousman Madikay Faal. Then do not even believe that that one is in dispute. It is not. Because it's I become very it's shameful because whoever is behind this thing, Uncle Kebba should understand. Bibida went to Congress with Papa Njai. Bibida almost declared himself as the leader. To Manjai the same thing. But eventually what turned out to be the truth was the outcome of the Congress is what the IEC always respect. And you cannot assume you cannot be a party leader any nature without the independent electoral commission recognition. And let's give an example for APRC. We have 2 APRCs, but what are legitimate APRCs is Fabagata Manjara APRC. So what we are facing, then for the media to understand, we are in this situation, and these situations are ongoing. So PPP may face these challenges, and I hope Uncle Kia will understand that whatever he's
Mr.
saying
Nanko, is the issue resolved now, or is the problem still ongoing?
No, as far as we are concerned, these people are PPP, not a Congress. They are PPP, not a Congress movement. I declare them PPP, not a Congress movement. But the legitimacy that we understand, the authority that the Independent Electoral Commission has made a statement that they recognize the leadership of Madikay Faal as the Secretary General of the PPP. Just like how they recognize Fabakar Tombanjata as the leader of APS.
Okay. From a legal standpoint, who is the recognized leader, Mr. Kebba Jallow or Mr. Madikay Faal?
From the PPP legal point of view, Ousman Madikay Faal is the Secretary
General. No, I mean from a legal standpoint.
From a legal point of view, that's what I'm saying. We go with what IEC have said. IEC have made declaration. That's enough.
So the IEC has recognized Mr. Faal
as the leader of the PPP.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, we leave it there. So fi mu nekk ma dal di ñëw si apply sañang apply daanaka fi mu nekk waxtu bi xal nañoo jaamu apply lan mooy sa mujjanteeli laajte si waxtaani tey bi ban laajte nga amal Mr. Kebba Nanko.
Thank you, brother Mala Jerem, all the time, and I salute you. For real, I just want Mr. Nanko to get real to himself. Fi ken momu ken te ken du ñëw nga jël sun réew bi nga ne yaa ko moom déedéet. PPP has a lot of shortcomings. He have to have a thick skin to get that message. If at all we want to correct it. Gambia ñu ñoko mom. Not an individual. Ya jame li la ñu tegon. We did a coup to hand over the government 6 months. Binyo joye barak sagini 6 months. After munyo yoka yumiya tu binyo dem na almost 1 week. Bibala nyo johe transitional leader bi. How long we are going to stay in office? Gambia lay dafa doy. Who will come and own us? That time is for Malalaka Jama. It's gone. Now Gambians luñ buga moyne time limit. Kunyo suffocate lo dafa jesu rew. Nga bully ñu, or you take our country as your own thing. Lo dafa wara jeex legi. Lo la ñoo ya jame, lo la Dawda Jawara time limit. Lo do Sénégal ay bay ñu garaaw. Abdou Diouf dañ ko jëngu. So dañoo ñoo pour ñu am nekk benn ay leen déglu wante ak xel. Let Mr Nanko get patient and courage to bring Gambian people together. But to be strongly and defensive, he can never go. Kebba Jallow, I knew him. He's a neighbor. He's a neighbor. You know Boka. Gambia is one family. You know Sayante. So Mr Nanko, I congratulate you. You come out. Listen to the Gambian people. PPP, are you a registered party? Are you going to contest 2026 election? Thank you. I wish you good luck. Better to Almale Joe. Almale.
Nakeba baraka bage ngara ndayite ibana kumola mo feba campaign PPP malo. But very bad man I mean, I'm being real. Because nyamo ngini nka kumola ya tukumi fire seneyande. And it mean kafo ita farangenda kakumolo fo milike lamwe kala ila kumola mbera nyantola ngan tafo lamor la se lamwe ndefe bilkal lamwe wala bana kumulu jognola ata man kan dani tati wan to radio you have an opportunity to get young jam and I respect your opinion and even from ngo falam mo ran sondal ngo mbakacha min ke kan jam PPP man ka perfect government bare ne bunda fo mi alon ka man sabati ndaba folanta fa damam ba evidence wala dila ila ni yangi nin ka pour ngadi bulo kono yajibe ntangola fo ita min kan tuhubi nak isin tuhubi no but in the role min wala katande ko ngimu tonyati andum fala ngimu evidence of hande katandila what wala block. So when you comes to PPP fonta balola election banko ndeli balola kate fayo bella Gambia kono be ay political party we are registered political party ngi ka fala nale PPP la registration no ni so dan sadila from IEC ko we are registered political party. We are a registered political party in the Gambia. That's why we participate in elections. And unte keno no patrioti mi alon ko Gambian sabunya ya khorama nimbukan daka kate fawo ko kate fawo ke daki je nyantola mo buru mingenda kato fayle atola bulo kono ndele na keso tan na keso mbaron la jela ayna miro ayna hamme ko pour Gamenoli wota Gamenoli bulo kono yadi PPP wota yadi parti dola coalition no in the current political banko bidaka nyam coalition bidaka banko bidaka nyam sanding the way the Gambia government katama nyameng ko yek moy fajo ko say mo ka sar jele do ko ngi the system of government même bi je sanding gambe ngata bolo konole ñi lafta fam pour na politiko yi ñiña yalla njuri njawra time miliki lam moy ajibe look at the wasteness how much money we spend in national assembly and ministers. Gambia, the issue of separation of powers is not realistic in anywhere when a sitting government has majority. It's false. So during Jawara time, I think you want to be a minister, you must win an election and be accountable to the people. That makes it a political position. But ministers, they don't even care about the community. They don't even live in the community. We have them as ministers. Well, what they do, nobody even see them. Girls ministers. People come to them every day. They mingle with the people. You lose an election in your constituency, you're not going to be a minister. That was why the government was working for the people. That was why the system that the other bring and borrow is continuing. That's why this new so-called draft constitution that people are talking about, let's have separation of powers. Our economy cannot sustain it. Let's say among the 53 consequences that established, all the ministers will come from those MPs. How much money are we going to cut in our budget? How much money? How much? Every minister have 2 vehicles. Every national assembly have a brand new vehicles. All these are separation of powers. They're paying them. And where there is, even in America, there is no like separation of power because your power depends how much control you have in the legislature. If you do have powers in the legislature, Trump is doing anything he wants in this country, and it's a democratic country. So we have to look at the Gambia again and what people was doing that was working for the people. The reason why government was working for the people because of our system of governance was working in the interest of the people. That's why we say we are people-centered policy. You cannot be a minister if you don't win an election in your constituency. And because of your election, you have the mandate of people, we make you a minister, and you'll be accountable and you listen to the Gambian people. but they don't care.
Jërëjëf Mr Nanko. Mr Nanko jërëjëf fi mu nekk ma dal di ñëw si Mr Baboucarr Mbodj su ko defee ma mujjee si Bura di ba Bura yow yaay tëj bunti kër gi tey fi mu nekk ma dal di ñëw si Mr Mbodj ban laajte nga amal Mr Nanko.
Waaw yaa Mr Nanko maa ngi doon déglu bu baax a baax I've been listening very xaaral ma wax ko si olof ndax suñu listeners si ñoo lefin maa ngi doon déglu bu baax a baax yaa ngi point out the new PPP seen xalaat yi am point out the wrongs government be why we have all these economic problems ak yi noonu yëpp li ma laajte mooy ndax yéen am ngeen any plan pour mun a fix all these problems yi nga tudda léegi nii yéen solo ñëw in power tey naka ngeen a def ba save Gambia loolu mooy laajte bi.
Mr Nanko, you can unmute.
Okay, number one, as I'm saying, the Gambia government, we cannot face Gambia when we don't bring government close to the people. We cannot. And you cannot bring government close to the people when the leaders of that government do not live with the people. This is why I am saying, as an individual, the 1970 constitution worked for the Gambian people. We just need to revisit it. And one of the most important fundamental aspect of it, we have people serving as, I'm just saying this thing. In the Gambian economy is too small to have what accepts this so-called separation of powers. In Jara time, it's called infusion of power. You want to be a minister in the Gambia government, for example, I said, you must be a minister that actually win the mandate of the people. And that's why it's a political position. What is a political position? Who voted for you? The president powers. And Jawara himself get worried to fire a particular minister. When you fire that minister, he still maintains his position in the National Assembly. That could be a challenge. You have to calculate what does actually mean when you come to pass in your legislature in the National Assembly. We have to fix that. We have people who cannot even win and Carlos sit in their country, leading the government. And they're just lying to the government people. And nobody can hold them accountable. Serving the interest of one person. The Gambia government, from Yahya Jammeh and the system that we have, and even this new constitution that we are having, is very far away from Gambian people. We need to bring it closer to Gambian people. What we need care as Gambian people is to have a strong judiciary, very good institution when it comes to our law. People, the magistrate and judges to be more independent, to be able to take care of Gambian issues, and then make sure the National Assembly, 53 National Assembly members that we have, ministers will come from among those National Assembly members. Nobody there, so that we can cut down our budget, number one. Number two, we cannot, Gambia is a country, if you all watch, there are a lot of inflation happening in the Gambia. People are crying, go and what people are talking about. But a government cannot, a policy of Gambian government should be bottom-down approach. It's not top-bottom approach. Hey, what I'm seeing as a government, the Gambian people need roles. This is what I care about, and that's what I'm going to do. I don't care what they think. And then you are serving the interest of those Gambian people. Think about how much bag of rice is costing the Gambia today. How many people can avoid it? Think about the Gambian, the basic side of Gambian people. When on the new leader, when you come, the first thing we do is to make sure the food basket of Gambian people is reviewed, and government have to look at how to cut expenditure to make sure if you work in as a civil servant, you are able to take care. Your salary will be able to take care of your basic needs. Because what's going to happen? That's what is happening in Gambia right now. So, and then what I'm saying, you all know that's how PPP government operates. And then this is something bottom down in the heart of all PPP members to make sure that we have a sound policy that is people-centered policy, not a government-centered policy imposing their development agenda on the Gambian people, even though that's not the party of Gambian people. Look at, I can tell you on and on. That's why the PPP under this leadership is saying we have to review the Gambia. Look at our education system. Look at our education system. What does education mean for Gambia? More education, more failure, because there's no quality. Why can't you think about how to review our educational system and make sure we correct to make sure people actually get the right education that will be of quality and serving the interest of Gambian people.
Jërëjëf Mr Nanko. Jërëjëf Mr Nanko. Wow. Fi nekk daanaka
wax follow-up question here.
Go ahead.
Okay. Mu ngi ne bu nekk a minister ñoom si loo xalaat mooy ne da nga war a win election sa area. We have tried that during the former PPP regime and look at the caliber of some of the caliber of ministers in Amon. Am na ñoo xam ne jànguñ sax waaye they could win an election waaye jànguñ. So boobu tamit ndax laatu leen anything from that?
No, I mean, what I learned from there, elections have consequences, my brother. Elections have consequences. If I come to a constituency, I'm elected, I have PhD. You don't want to go to school. If people decide who want to be their minister, who? It's not that Jallow will have to select anybody who wins, because during Jallow, I don't know how many ministers, I forget, 10 or 15 ministry was established or so. So he chose among the people who win election that can actually run those ministries. And whereas he believed that if somebody can win this ministry, well, you remember, we have a parliamentary system, we have parliamentary secretaries. These are politicians. Even right now, ministers work. Most of the work are done by the civil servant. That's why we have the best civil service in the whole of Africa. Well, if your civil service is correct, and then you have a seasoned civil servant, don't worry about politicians. Who wins? They're not the one moving. They're just looking at policies, defend the policies based on what the parliamentary secretaries decide for them and what has to be done in the best interest of people. Because when they go there, they speak for the people. Hey, I live in let's say I'm from Lower Fladu. Hey, I'm there. My compound is the place. Everybody will come to there. These are the problems they are facing in the country. When they go to the meeting of the executive, they all talk about the problem their community is facing because those communities elected them, and there is a possibility that if they don't deliver for the people, they will lose their seat and they will not be ministers anymore. So in the other time, there are specific positions that are to be filled by educated people. Minister of Finance, the Justice Ministry. There are positions that they make it that those are required education because of these are technical areas. But all other positions, Minister of Agriculture. If I have a farmer as a Minister of Agriculture, I'm happy because he knows the problem with agriculture. Minister of Local Government Land. If I have a minister who understands our traditional issues, I'm happy.
Jërëjëf.
This I'm talking about.
Jërëjëf Mr Nanko mu ngo fi nekk daanaka waxtu bi jaamu nañu fi mu nekk am neen benn 2 minutes Bura mu nga koo jël fi mu nekk jël neen caabi kër gi teg ko sa loxo Bura.
jërëjëf waaye Mr Nanko am na ñaari question waaye dama bëgg rek moom mu try moom biti rek mu summarize answers yi so bu ko defee listeners yi xam na ñuy déglu am na lu nga xam ne dëcc na leen Mr Nanko bu la kii noonu laaj Alagi Salou noonu laaj yaa ngi wax ne da ngeen am internal electoral commission bu nga xam ne 7 members yi ñoo fa war a nekk ñaar nekkaatuñ fa juróoma fa nekk moo tax dafa mel ni ñoom amuñ mandate pour mun a make yenn décision yi internally seen parti bi so ñëw nga tamit nga ne Alagi Salou ne seen lifin bi congress bi foo leen ko war a mun a amee foog naa ñaari member ñoo ko dee war a mun a decide te gis nañ history PPP Tuma Njie yóbbu na leen court te court bi rule na in favor of Tuma gis nañ Papa Njie jëloon nañ ko ñu impose ko foofu buñ ko joxee place mu dem so dafa mel ni yow lii nii ngay wax ñuy déglu dinañ ne internal démocratie bu nekk PPP dinañ ko question because Tuma sax yóbbu na leen court ñu rule in favor of Tuma ba pare internal electoral commission bii nii muy wax ni mu ko explainer is not clear. So namunga ko summarize.
Yeah, let me make it clear to you so quickly because I was interrupted by Salou. So what I'm saying, the law of our party law, we need to have 7 people not less than 7 people to the electoral commission. So we had 9 at the time. 2 people resigned, and after the Congress, the other 2 people resigned and said their mandate was over. Okay, and then the particular article that they have mentioned is not in the Constitution. It was a proposed amendment so that we can have undertakings. People can sign undertakings to say, basically, if you look at the election, you want to fight this, you have to use our internal mechanism. This is what they said. But even you look at that law itself, just to help you logically, the law is saying that you are not going to be qualified to participate in the election until you sign the consent form that you're talking about. It's a qualification requirement to participate in the election. It is a qualification requirement. Failure to sign it, you should not be a candidate. You talk lots of participating in the election. It's an amendment. It's not in the Constitution. We tell the amendment. They went to the Congress. They did not have the 2/3 majority to pass it to become a law. So after the Congress, now they went back to that constituency. Okay, these people don't sign this consent form, and because they failed to sign the consent form, we should disqualify them. And again, we should go an extra mile and disqualify and make Kebba Jallow the party leader. But even we are in a court case, when there's a petition against an individual in court cases, what the judges do, if they found that there is a reason to notify the election, they notify the election. What did they say? Let's go about the election. But you cannot give the loser the winner, and then make the winner lose. Who does that in the world? My brother, that never happened. So what I'm saying is that they don't have the mandate to do that in the first place, because they were not the body that approved them. It was central committee that approved candidates, and there is a central committee that approved them, not the electoral commission. But that provision itself said you have to sign it before you participate in the election. Just like if you go to IEC, there are constitutional requirements you must fulfill. You don't fulfill that, they reject your nomination. You don't participate in the election. These people have participated, they won the election after 1 month, 5 days. You say, hey, in fact, we forgot, you don't sign this thing. Who should they sue the court? Can they be joined on the jury? Logic does not support them. It's just illogical.
Anyway, maybe we will have you here another time, because still now it's not very clear. But what can you tell us your case against Tuma?
No. I mean, Tuma's case. There are two cases here. The first case, there are two cases that Tuma has taken PPP. That our Congress was our Congress was fraudulent, and all those things. And the other one, it was also expulsion. And then asked for the court to notify our Congress that haven't been covered back. The judge, all of those conditions that Tumanja won, as far as the legitimacy of Congress was concerned, the judge ruled in the favor of PPP. When you come to her expulsion, the judge said she deserves the right to be in PPP because we do not consume all our internal processes before we can actually expel her from the party. So it's two cases here. One is against the outcome of the Congress, which the PPP has won. One against her expulsion, which she won.
Anyway, thank you. I will just come with my last question. But what I will advise you people is you need to review your programs, your constitution. Because really, I'm seeing that you are even struggling to explain it. So anyway,
you don't understand. But what I'm saying,
but we will have you another time, because I think we are now out of time. But what I also want to again, PPP right now, be my last question anyway, because I'm on you, buddy. I'm not going Ben Yon. PPP, Buko apply Sanyan Laje, Minimum didn't election, because parties didn't election. So that didn't agree with me, then learn Nyom send mistake, because 2016 Project Line Tech, the PPP, then she play a very important part. Then ñoom bugay ñëwé ñoom dañ toppi di Adama Barrow sani project 2016 bi yépp so sen candidate yi ñu do di am problème internally sen parti bi ci bopam problème bu reuy am fa so mi ngi ni sen candidate bu sen National Assembly member bu xamne mo nekkon Banjul Central man ma wa Banjul Central la Mohamed gis nga dafa daan so mu melni ñoom amatuñ dara because dafa melni dañ sani li nga xamne project 2016 bi ñu top ci Adama Barrow be parti bi melni lui dé ndax dina agree ak man ci lool.
It's not about agreeing with you because I'm saying when you lead a political party you have influence on that party, so we all know that's why we want the Congress. One of the reasons we put as an agenda is to failure that has happened under Kebba Jallow, and this is the reason why we are able to effectively campaign against him. And everything that you said, regrettably, the PPP is not in a good standing. That's why we see the need as a party members to vote him out. It's our responsibility. And that's what we did. Now we have a new vision. We have a new leader. Then we believe that we have to come with a new agenda to make sure that to take the party forward. And the only way we can do is to participate in elections.
Jerejef Mr Nanko. Bura, da nga am any follow up question bala ñoo dem ci Jibril te gis naa ne Jibril ñëw na ko fe ñu may Jibril.
Well, last question bu ma ko laaj bonte comme joxal nga ma chance mooy ndax ñoom dañ nekk coalition with MPP ba léegi, yes or no?
The answer is very straightforward. As far as Kebba was concerned, they made declaration that PPP is not in coalition with MPP. We have a new leadership, and therefore the leadership has tabulated the coalition according to what Kebba has said. And that's where my understanding is. So now the party is now under new leadership. All what we want now is to contest all elections. We are not even thinking about coalition. When you come to coalition, it was initiated by the former administration. They can answer it. But as far as we are concerned, the new leadership has a new vision.
jërëjëf Mr Nanko fi mu nekk ñu daal di ñëw si Jibril am buraayo laa joxoon caabi bunti kër yi waaye Jibril ndege moo mujjee ñëw rek ñu transfer caabi bunti kër yi si moom Jibril moom saa mu nekk moo dee tëj bunti kër yi go ahead Jibril
man ngi def wajman
yow yaay wajman
I know waaye jërëjëf waay kontaan nañ bu baax Mr Nanko si sa ñëw ci programme bi because lii mooy radio askan bi moo tax bi ma gisee ne seen parti bi yéen a ngi am problème ma ne la ma call la ne la dama foog da nga war a ñëw over the air pour nga clarify what is going on in the party ñi ñëpp liñ fi wax mooy am na ñëpp ñëw nañ fii ba mu des PPP te PPP moo waroon a jiitu so ñoom political party lañ definitely te respect nañ PPP bu baax a baax def nañ luñ mun ndax lifin économique bi nekk tey Gambia yàlla président former président Sadara Kebba Jallow yal na ko yàlla yërëm te xaare ko àjjana with his effort and his leadership moo tax bring about these forces together pour ñu dem jéem a fay li nga xam ne moo happen on Liberia ba tey moo fi nekk ba gis nga tey Gambia ñu ngi nii soxla ko kon ndeke loolu mooy li nga xam ne loolu la doomi réew bu baax di def not only li nga initiate mu em sa réew waaye mu dem ci réew yi yëpp waaw ndax nag gis nga tey Gambia ñu ngi seen njëriñoo 2016 bi mu demee ba affaire yi Sambara li Sadara Kebba Jallow bokkoon ak ay ñoom samp ko kon loolu moo nekk Gambia emut ci loolu ne Gambia yaa ngi wax affaire yi human rights center bi not only that waaye réew yu mag yi nga xam ne ñoo doon di xeex bu xeex amaan fu mu nekk seen xel ku moo njëkkaa daj pour mu fay safara soosu moo nekk Sadara Kebba Jallow waaw kon nag loolu mu ngi nekk loo xam ne si seen parti bi la jógee kon ñun we are so proud of PPP it's not about ne winu leen last election or next election waaye dafa war a nekk in the Gambian political dynamic su boobaa nit ñi xam ndekki parti bi mooy ban parti so parti bi warut a réer I'm very sorry about seen color bi ngeen lose mooy PPP blue color bi ñu jox leen the pink color now because dañ ko baanoon so I'm very sorry with that di wax ne jàppaleen parti bi yéen ndaw ñi ci nekk digal la ñi ko sampoon suma papa bokkoon na ci ñi nga xam ne ñoom ñoo ko sampoon waaye gis nga tey moom man dama daw ñoom Baboucarr Mbodj daw ñëpp léegi man maa ngi APRC te ñu ngi leen a invite gis naa seen youth si génn nañ di involve in programmes yi nga xam ne loolu la nit ñi need Bundung highway pour clear the road biñ doon di def démba setal bi ngeen participate in it ba pare ngeen ñëw with your colours that says a lot di leen sant di leen gërëm bu baax a baax ci déglu bi ak li nga ñëw fii thank you very much.
All right, Askanji, am I going to have the last word because I want to conclude. If there's any opportunity.
Wow, mungo fi mu nekk Mr Kebba Nanko ñu dal la may benn 1 minute nga dal di joxe sa closing statement nga wax lépp loo bëgg a wax go ahead.
Yeah, ala baraka bake di lamora muka lamban annal ba di malamu Kebba Nanko, Director of Policy and Implementation PPP. Naka bi funding kanga fiber tarko kachare animba kedin party kona bi mbafa momondi yalon ko ikanyin program la moy isita www.ppgambia.com pour kana program follow je mi ko infamba kedin party kono comme mo le min kacha nin diamu nyum wali on be am fenata mi yalon ko dal politiko awo be ngin kale bari pp bilamba kamben din katambe kono din be ale to manjaye min fa jam amul party kono adiamu taje mbakar nga parti o kambendi anin punga tanya do fonga parti o in kambendi onkul Kebba mun na alfarati ameda parti o konole election o keta to ma tamo tano bani ala ketwa ban nafal ba kambenda kan na parti o sambani boni man kambenda no nyaado mba gamedu no kumande la ko alinga muru nang PPP inam patrioti mi alon ko allo amallo set house kono
mbokk yu tedda yi ko ngeen doon déglu mooy Mr Kebba Nanko moom mooy di Director of Policy Analysis bu parti bin xamee PPP fii la waxtaan di daldi am fi mu ne du def lu dut daldi umbal lépp loo xam ne Mr Nanko waxtaanee na ko fii lépp loo xam ne AG panelist yi waxtaane leen ko fii daldi leen ko jébal daldi bàyyi waxtaan ji mu daldi continuer daw ci seeni xel yéen Gambian yi yéen nit ñi yéen yéenay attekat yi nga xam ne yéenay atte lépp loo xam ne déggee ngeen ko fii di leen gërëm di leen sant ci déglu bi te yal na ndimbalap yàlla wàcc ci réewub Gambia ba ilaa yawmi diin seeni mbokka Saliu Njaay salaamu aleykum wa rahmatullah wa barakaatu waahiru daawaana an alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin